fọ́lọ́run, a dúpẹ́ fún ọba Elédùmarè, ọba tó ní wá. We are grateful and we thank all the gods of Yoruba land. Mo kí àwọn Kristẹni tí màmá ní what God cannot do does not exist. Mo kí àwọn Mùsùlùmí màá ní assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Mo kí àwa oníṣẹ̀ṣe tí màmá ní a dúpẹ́ fún ọba Elédùmarè tí ó fi ìṣọ́ ẹ̀ ṣọ́ wa títí di wákàtí. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní ilé àti tó ń bẹ lájò. Mo kí wa pé ẹ tún káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa, ètò yín tí gbogbo èèyàn fẹ́ gbọ́ látara ibi tí a dúró sí, látara tí a gbẹ́sẹ̀ kúrò nínú ibi tí a fẹ́ wà. Mo kí wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé a kú oríire. Èní a máa jẹ́ ọjọ́ kẹwàá oṣù kẹwàá nínú ọdún 2023. Aago 9 òun ló fẹ́ lọ lù. Ó kù díẹ̀ tí aago 9 máa fi dé. Mo máa ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín pé ṣé dáadáa ni mo dé bá gbogbo wa àti pé ṣàlàáfíà ni a wà. Mo sọ pé Ọlọ́run ọba tó ní wá, tó dá wa kò ní fi wá sílẹ̀ nígbà kankan. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọkàn balẹ̀. Ìrìn àjò Ọlọ́run ni, òun ló ń ṣe. Kò sẹ́dá kan tó lè dá dúró. Wọ́n lè torí ẹ̀ ní owó lè dá dúró. Kò dẹ̀ sí tó bá dá dúró, ó ní bí Ọlọ́run ṣe máa ṣètò ẹ̀ tó tún máa jẹ́ kí ẹkún wa kó di ayọ̀. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé ṣé dáadáa ni mo bá yín o, ṣé láfíà ni mo bá gbogbo wa. Bàbá Ọlọ́run ò ní fi wá sílẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fọkàn balẹ̀. A ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mẹ́yẹ bọ̀ lápò ni. Tó bá di aago 9 dóò mo wà on the road. Àwọn kan ní ìlú Ọ̀ṣun lóṣogbo wọ́n náà fi bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. K'Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kí a lè tètè rí wọn bá sọ̀rọ̀ tí nẹ́tíwọ́ọ̀kì bá dúró. Gbogbo yín náà lẹ ti rí. Àwọn Rave FM 91.7 FM lágbára Elédùmarè a máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ on Frank Talk ní 9 o'clock ìyẹn lénìí. Tó bá di aago 11 a máa wà lórí Star Radio. Èní is just to give thanks, nothing more than that. Ṣé like outfit mi? Tẹ́ bá like ẹ jẹ́ kí n jókòó dáadáa kẹ́ lè rí outfit tí mo wọ̀. Torí kò gbé position mi jáde dáadáa. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n mú wá báyìí kí ẹ lè though òun yẹn lè máa reflect. A ní láti wo wájú lẹ́nìí, láti wo ẹ̀yìn rádà. Èmi ni kẹ́ máa wò. Èmi àbúrò yín Igboho ṣà. Owó baba dami. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣètò eléyìí tí a wọ̀ yìí náà lára iṣẹ́ Yorùbá Nation náà ni. Mo dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. It is just the beginning. Àìtí débi tá à ń lọ. So we must continue the campaign. We must continue the awareness. We must not stop at any time. We must not get tired. Nítorí pé right wa ni, self-determination is our right. Kò dẹ̀ ṣe pé à ń bá ìjọba jà. Kò ṣe pé à ń wá wàhálà ìjọba. A kàn ń béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa tí any other countries around the world táwọn náà ń béèrè. Mo kí gbogbo different groups pátápátá látorí YSDM, the Yoruba Self-Determination Group. Àwọn gangan náà ni engine room Yoruba Nation, and we are very grateful to them as much as we are grateful to all the other groups as well. Láti Global Directorate, mo lọ sọ́dọ̀ bàbá wa àwọn ti YOV. Mo kí gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí àbó ti sú wa ni, or are we tired? Ṣé ó ti sú wa? Are we tired of the Yoruba nation? It is just the beginning. Àìtí débẹ̀, but we are getting there slowly and slowly. Wọ́n ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ kọ́ lóníṣẹ́, ẹni tó bá parí ẹ̀ òun gangan ni. Gbogbo tó lúkálukú wọn bá ń sọ, mo kí bàbá wa àdìtú ọ̀rọ̀, mo kí yín sà, mo kí bàbá mi Ṣẹ́gun Alárápé, Wàsíù Tíámì, mo kí yín, mo kí Mr. T World 96, mo kí ẹ̀yin tẹ́tí ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa káàkiri. Mo ní èmi ni last man standing. Bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ̀, ẹ má bínú, bọ́ọ̀sì yẹn ló ń yí papà, so ẹ má pè wá àgbà kọ́ nísìn. It's a very busy morning. It's a very busy morning, so ẹ má fi kọ́. Ẹ ti ráṣọ yẹn so bí a kì í dá kíní ìpadà, because if not kò ní jẹ́ ká gbádùn program yìí dáadáa. A kọ̀ máa yí, a máa lọ bí ilẹ̀kẹ̀ dé. So we might as well just put it back here for now, because of the ilé mo yá kíní ẹ̀ lónìí. Ilé ò tí ní case, fóònù yìí ò tí ní case, so case ẹ̀ gangan lè lè ṣe jẹ́ ká dá padà. Àwa náà a máa adjust, ẹ mọ̀ fáwọn ọmọ Yorùbá, àwa náà máa ń ṣe adjustment ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń dá padà kó lè hold. So on that note, we can now, ẹ má bínú ìtẹ́wà lórí TikTok. So at least everybody have seen the outfit, and this is what it looks like. So this is just exactly what it looks like. Ti gbowó ṣani o, owó bàbá dami, ọkọ rọ́pò, my beautiful aunty, owó bàbá dami, ìjáyà fún gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ní kò ní kankan. Wọ́n ní báwo ló ṣe escape kúrò ní Nàìjíríà nígbà tí wọ́n fi pa sílé. Ṣé kọ́ pa sílé lẹ fẹ́ àbí? Tó bá ti pa inú yẹn á dùn. Ṣe rí owó bàbá dami, Ìgbòho òòṣà, owó bàbá dami, Ìgbòho òòṣà, owó bàbá Ìgbòho òòṣà. Àwa la ní síyá ìgbẹ̀yìn. Mo ní àwa la ní síyá ìgbẹ̀yìn. A máa connect pẹ̀lú Òṣogbo in the next 4 minutes, but for now mo wà lórí live, mo ṣe ń disconnecting, mo wà lórí live program ni. Ní àbá wà lórí program, tá bá ti ń disconnecting, a wà lórí live ni. Ẹ má disturb àwọn tó ń gbádùn àwọn èèyàn gbádùn program yìí. The last thing lọ́dẹ̀ fẹ́ ni pé kí èèyàn kan máa disturb àbẹ́bẹ́ kí èèyàn kan máa disturb yín ni. Ìgbòho òòṣà, owó bàbá dami, Ìgbòho òòṣà, owó bàbá dami. Ó náà wọ́n ṣe Sunday Kútọ́nù mọ́, Sunday Germany lòun. Mo ní èmi ni last man standing ní 2021. Ẹni bákan ni bákan kọ́ àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́. Àwa dúpẹ́ fún bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè. A dúpẹ́ fún bàbá wa Chief Banji Ayilóge. Mo dúpẹ́ fún Professor Wọlé Ṣóyínká. Mo dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo àwọn àgbààgbà tó dúró ti Ìgbòho, tó ra gàbó báyìí pé ìwọ́kẹ̀ Ìgbòho tó bá ju bọ́ǹbù báyìí, Ìgbòho máa àwọn tó ń collect bomb, they collect tó bá jù lọ báyìí, tó jù lọ báyìí, àwọn tó dúró ti Ìgbòho sọ pé for where, mo kí ẹ Míkì Daniel Olóyèdè, mo wá kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ. Mo dúpẹ́ fún, nítorí pé mo sọ fún ìyá mi, mo ní mo fẹ́ yẹ kó lọ deliver message kan fún Ìgbòho ní Benin Republic. Àwa ṣàdéhùn pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run. Bí wọ́n bá ṣàdéhùn pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run gẹ́gẹ́ bí mùsùlùmí, gẹ́gẹ́ bí kìrìsìtẹ́nì, gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníṣẹ̀ṣe, pé ànígbòho tún ní ṣe birthday mọ́ ní Benin Republic. Tún ní ṣe birthday Ìgbòho nínú Benin. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ lọ ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn, ó lọ́mọ náà. Ṣé ìwọ ọlọ́mọ? Oní lọ Benin Republic, oní lọ Germany, àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́, kó kọ́kọ́ wá Nàìjíríà. Ìwọ náà kọ́ ọmọ tẹ jáde. Àwọn ọmọ tó ní nílé, kọ́ ọmọ tẹ jáde. Ismail Gold, mo kí ẹ, kọ́ ọmọ tẹ jáde. Mo ní sẹ́ Ìgbòho tún ní ṣe birthday ní ìmọ̀ ní Benin Republic. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Mrs. Janet Fashakin. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Yorùbá World Media. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Yèyé Dára, Kòwé, Yorùbá Wuyì. Kódà mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Tẹ́ni Ọmọlógo. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Òòṣà. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kódà akíṣó ẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ gan akí gbogbo wọn akí gbogbo yín. Mo ní àwa la ní sí àgbẹ̀yìn, mo níbi tí Ìgbòho bá ń lọ ni mò ń tẹ̀lé lọ, Ìgbòho bí tó bá ń lọ ni mo tẹ̀lé lọ, anywhere wey you dey go carry us go, kódà kó máa kó wa wọnú igbó mo tẹ̀lé lọ. Mo ní Ìgbòho, mo níbi tó bá ń lọ ni mo dúró sí, bàbá kí tó yẹ ibi tẹ́ bá ń lọ mo dúró sí, tí bá ń jayé lóge mo á kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà, ẹ rí i pé mo ṣí fìlà fún yín, mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà pátápátá, ẹ̀yin ìyá ẹ̀yin bàbá ẹ̀yin tẹ́ dúró ti Ìgbòho. Ẹ fẹ́ kó wá Nàìjíríà bí ẹ ń bọ̀. Wàlátà mo kí ẹ olórí ẹbí wa nìyẹn, mo wá kí àwọn ìyàwó mi, mo kí àwọn ọmọ Oòduà tó dúró. It hasn't been easy. Mo ní mo tí lè kọ̀wé nísìn, àwọn ọ̀fẹ́ kọ̀wé ká ṣe máa báṣẹ lọ. Ẹ ti gba Yorùbá nation, ẹ ti gba Yorùbá nation, ẹ̀yin òmìnira. Aago mẹ́sàn-án ti dìrẹ́ jẹ́ ń pa àwọn tó yẹ kí n bá sọ̀rọ̀, àwọn náà ti máa try mi. Ẹ ká pè wọ́n, ẹ ká pè wọ́n, ẹ ká pè wọ́n. Mo náà la ní sí àgbẹ̀yìn, ẹ ṣáà ká máa dúpẹ́. Patrice Talon, thank you so much, sir. We love you, all the cabinet, we appreciate you. Gbogbo ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, mo dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún yín, ẹ jẹ́ n dọ̀bálẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ n dọ̀bálẹ̀, mo fẹ́ dọ̀bálẹ̀, mo fẹ́ dọ̀bálẹ̀, ṣẹ́rí, mo dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún gbogbo àwọn ọba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, mo dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún yín, ẹ ṣé gan sà, ẹ ṣé gan ni. Gbogbo ọba pátápátá, mo ṣí fìlà fún gbogbo ọba. Ẹ ti gbọ́ nǹkan tí Ìgbòho sọ, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ bú ọba kankan mọ́, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ bú ọba, ẹ tó bá ti ń bú ọba kò ń ṣe part of us, you are not part of us. Biafra ò tí ṣe embassy, it's just a liaison office. Mo mọ reason táwọn èèyàn ṣe ń sọ pé wọ́n ti ṣe, anyway a ní láti lọ sí wọ́n ti ń pè mí Rave FM. Hello, ẹ má bínú ariwo yẹn máa background yẹn máa wà a little bit noisy, a little bit, just a little bit, because I'm on the public transport at the moment. Hello? Mo ń gbọ́ yín loud and clear. Mo kàn ń jẹ́ kẹ́ wà awake with the noise. There will be a little bit of noise at the background. I'm on the public transport. Ṣé Yorùbá la máa sọ àbí English?
English.
All right then, that's fine. All right.
Just hold on the line.
No problem.
Award-winning radio that Rave 91.7 FM. This is where we define every beat of the moment. We bring you amazing music and quality conversations all of the time. I welcome you to Tuesday edition of Rundown this week. Rundown is the better insight into the news that will look at policies, governance, and socio-economic matters. My name is Daniel Adeyemo. Alright, before we get into the discourse for the day, I should tell you that today is World Mental Health Day. It's celebrated every 10th of October. It is an opportunity to promote good mental health and to protect persons with mental health problems globally. It is said that 1 in 8 persons are living with mental health conditions. And as you know, mental health conditions are now increasing in adolescents and young people. They can impact negatively on physical health, on social and occupational aspects of functioning as well. So this is one area of our health we should take care of. The theme for this year is mental health is a universal human right. I talked briefly about this on the show yesterday while I was hosting the CFD of Video Show Teaching Hospital, Professor Light. I should say that we all have positive things. Not any behavior change towards one loved ones and let's see Alright, we discussed this morning. It's later than yesterday that Yoruba Nation activist Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, has been set free in the Republic of Benin, where he was arrested after fleeing from police in Nigeria about 2 years ago. But one of his lawyers made this known yesterday. Igboho agitates for independent evidence for the Bloomberg signal was arrested in the Republic of 2021 while trying to fly to Germany. And the Republic charged the activists with associating criminals. And lastly, competition fees for medical
For your
treatment
safety, please cross the cycle lane indication.
and country. Igboho had appeared in a video on social media yesterday thanking the venerable president, Patrice Talon, former Nigerian president, Olusegun Obasanjo, Professor Banji Akintoye, as well as Nobel Prize winner Professor Wole Soyinka, and many others for their support. He appears to be in a residential home, but he did not state exactly where he was. It will be recalled that Nigerian security officials fought an hour-long battle during a raid on the Igboho's home in October 2021, where he escaped. They said before some weapons and arrested 12 men and 1 woman. Police said at the time that the findings confirmation of a grand plan by Igboho and his cohorts to wage a violent insurrection against the Nigerian state. Now to speak to these developments, I have on the line the spokesman to Chief Sunday Adeyemo, also called Sunday Igboho. I have Mr. Koiki, and he joins me from the UK. Good morning, sir.
A very good morning to you, and thank you for having me.
All right, but let's kick off this way. Chief Sunday Igboho has finally regained his freedom. I saw a video yesterday where he was at the airport and someone was saying, Igboho, eulogizing him and welcoming him to Hamburg, if I'm not mistaken. Now that he's in Germany, that has been confirmed as we speak. Can you take us through his journey to freedom after 2 years in prison?
Well, thank you so much, everyone, and a very good morning to all of your listeners. Please bear with me. I'm currently on a public bus, so there might be some bit of noise, and we hope very soon Osun State will have a very transportation system just as we're enjoying it here as well. And as you said, yes, I'm Olayomi Koiki, the spokesman for Dr. Chief Sunday Adeyemo Igboho. Let's quickly recap. You've done a little bit of that, and I'm just going to be of a little bit of assistant as well. 2021, it was just 72 hours before the Lagos State peaceful rally that we were meant to be holding, just like we've done the same thing. I remember coming to Osun State, a very beautiful part of Nigeria in Southwest, a very unique place. We had a peaceful rally there. Those rallies were moved from point to point, from Lagos, where the rally was meant to be held on the 3rd of July 2021. But as you all know, you actually said it was a gun battle between Igboho, but there wasn't a gun battle. Let us put that into clarification. What actually happened was an assassination attempt on a man that was fighting for what we know as right to self-determination. It's an inalienable right, and that right is not a fight against the government. Igboho was not fighting the federal government of Nigeria, as at the time the former president Muhammadu Buhari. What Igboho was actually asking for was just as any other fight that took place around the world. But we're going to come back to that in a minute. Then what happened? Igboho fled Nigeria because his life became a threat. I was one of those that met Igboho on the same day, the 1st of July. Igboho spoke to another media that confirmed that he was alive. And let's fast forward just about 10 o'clock. Afunaya, the publicity secretary of the DSS, spoke after also 12 innocent people were moved out of Igboho's house to Abuja. They spent a couple of time there, but eventually we were able to get them released because they have not committed any kind of crime. But what then happened is, if you remember that Afunaya, the DSS spokesperson, released a statement that Igboho should surrender himself, and also Igboho must return back to Nigeria, wherever he is. But the most important thing is there was also a circular that was sent around the world, within the African country, that Igboho should be stopped at any airport. Well, let's move forward. Just about 19 days or thereabout, Igboho wanted to travel. I left Benin Republic in the afternoon. Igboho's flight on the July 2021 was also in the evening, just like he left on Sunday. I can officially confirm to everyone that Igboho is now with his family in Germany. Just to buttress Igboho, yes. Go ahead, I can hear you.
All right, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Igboho was actually stopped at the Benin Republic airport en route to Germany. I was on a transit when I actually called Igboho to pull back, but Igboho actually said the wife has been held and he has to return back to the airport. I touched down at the airport in London, and there was all kind of different information that Igboho wanted to travel out of Benin Republic with a false identity. Let me put that again for the public record. Igboho was traveling on a legitimate passport and a document as a resident of Germany, where he's actually been traveling, just before the Yoruba Nation campaign. Igboho was stopped. It was taken to the court. The DSS came, but after long legal battle between, the Benin Republic, Nigeria, the Nigerian government could not provide evidence based that the crime that Igboho committed, according to them in Nigeria, was committed. In as much as Igboho house was destroyed, we went to court. You talked about the lawyer. Yes, we're grateful to the SAN, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, that took the federal government and the former AGF Malami to court. And what actually happened was Igboho was meant to be paid a compensation. Well, inflation-wise now, we won't be taking 20 billion because I'm sure you all are aware that everything has gone up in Nigeria. But Igboho's house was destroyed. Let us remember that 2 indigenes of the Yorubas, as we speak today, have been taken away. The bodies of Alhaji Adogon, the friend to Igboho that was spending the night, and the cousin, the uncle, that came to celebrate with Igboho with the vehicle that he just purchased. Benin Republic could not find anything to charge Igboho as the federal government wanted. They tried everything, but Igboho was eventually released into Benin Republic. When we say release, under the United Nations human rights, Benin Republic is doing exactly what we expected Nigeria to have done. If they wanted to call Igboho to question, rather than coming at about 1 o'clock in the morning when he was invaded. We give thanks to one of our sister, a comrade. If that video that was released on that fateful night, we will be saying unknown gunmen. Unknown gunmen happens in Nigeria. We all know that. We can take you back to the mother of Fela Anikulapo Kuti. There hasn't been any result till today. He was killed. She was killed. So what we can now confirm is Igboho has regained his freedom. I released a press statement on Sunday, and since there is no reason for him to still want to be in Benin Republic, he has a family to look after, he has a family to travel to go and see. For now, Igboho is not coming to Nigeria, but he has actually traveled. He arrived safely at about afternoon yesterday, and he spoke to all the sons and daughters of Yoruba to give a very good thank you. Like you said, we do appreciate as many Nigerians that are concerned that whatever Igboho was fighting for will probably bring a lot of problems to Nigeria, but we're going to talk about that later. I'll come back again to you. Thank you so much for hosting us.
All right, thank you for that. Let's put some aspect of what you said in perspective, from a perspective. Are you saying, as alleged by the DSS, that Chief Sunday Adeyemo was not planning any insurrection against the federal government of Nigeria?
Well, like I said, I came to Nigeria myself. At no point did we have any intention. At no point do we have any arms being stored. I remember even the Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka said that is a cock and bull story. And I can ask you if we can get in touch with the DSS. I would love them to release the footage, the CCTV footage hard drive that was removed from Igboho's house. When Igboho had a CCTV, when I came to Nigeria, we upgraded it. Even though it wasn't on cloud, it would have been something that we could have exposed the DSS. At no point was the Igboho's house being used to prepare arms against the federal government. Let me remind Nigerians that yes, a lot of things have been said when it comes to Igboho. Igboho is not fighting for himself; he's actually fighting for crime against humanity. I mean, Igboho left Nigeria after the invasion. The question is, I can take you back. I know you talked about this all the time on your program. We appreciate the work that many of the media are doing on the ground. But let me remind you that the same thing Igboho is crying for is still happening, even though he has left Nigeria with this allegation that he was taking arms against the government. Right to self-determination, you don't take arms against the government. And I'll love your station. I'll be happy to come back anytime again to review this after you have done so. There is a page on my website, koikimedia.com, where there is a manual of how the Yoruba people will take the campaign. No point there did Professor Banji Akintoye stated that we will take arms against the government. This is a peaceful movement. I was in Nigeria for 6 months in July, from January to June, when I returned back in July to prepare for the mega rally in Lagos State. 72 hours, Igboho's life was under a massive threat. But the question is, many Nigerians were told that Igboho was fighting because there's a hatred between us and the northern part of Nigeria. First again, that is a very wrong narrative. I know a lot of media refuse to speak to us, but we are grateful that you have decided to reach out so that we can clear the air. At no point did we say the northerners that are living peacefully in the southwest cannot operate. I remember, this is where I can confirm that I was in the house when the current governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, called us and said that most of the foodstuff coming from the north refused to come down because they believed that they were going to be burnt down. I came out, released a statement that we have no problems with anyone, in the northern part that trades in Lagos State, in Ibadan. But what we were concerned was the Fulani terrorists that were massacring, killing people. I went to Igogon with Igboho. I went to so many other places and I saw the massacre. And 2 years down the line, all these are still happening, and we hope the new current administration of President Bola Tinubu will be able to deal with the menace of the insecurity in the country. And the latest one is the one from the youth that were taken away. Those NYSC corpers that were removed, on their way to Sokoto. We saw the one in Zamfara. The question is, who is actually protecting Nigeria? Was it Igboho that was crying for self-determination and asking everyone, we can still find a solution to this? Right to self-determination is not a crime, and likewise Igboho was not fighting at any point, the former president, and likewise the current one. Thank you so much. I'll come back again to you.
All right, I remember that Chief Sunday Igboho took the federal government to court for the attack on his Ibadan home and the death of some of his aides in the raid, carried out by the DSS. We made reference to that. But what is the latest about that case?
Well, the legal team, we took not just the federal government to Ibadan court, we also took them to the International Criminal Court. The former president, the former chief defense staff, that also went to Benin Republic. He wanted to bribe Igboho, and this is on record, we have it, that Igboho refused to be bribed by, the former military, chief of staff. In terms of the legal battle between the FGF and the AGF and the Chief Sunday Igboho regarding the damage to his building, money was told to be paid. The federal government appealed that, and that case is still currently at the court as we continue to fight, to make sure that justice is served. Just like many Nigerians are asking for justice for I'll come back again to you.
All right, let's leave it at that. But Sunday Igboho also thanked Professor Wole Soyinka, former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, for the role in his freedom. Can you tell us what exactly did they do in specific terms?
Well, it will be very difficult, as I'm sure, to tell every details because of certain things are not meant to go to the public. But remember that Professor Wole Soyinka has been in this before. He's not new to being arrested himself. During the Biafra War, we can go back on that. But we are grateful that he stood, with Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho. He went back to what we can call the Benin Republic. And then it made a lot of effort, but like I said, it's not something that we can push everything out. In terms of the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, like we also say, we are grateful to him. Likewise, we are grateful to my very good father, Pa Ayo Adebanjo. But most importantly, let us remember that Professor Adebanjo Akitoye Stephen went to stay with Igboho, and he promised that he will not leave Benin Republic until his son is finally released. And he is very grateful, and many Yorubas around the world are grateful to so many people that stood with Igboho while he was in exile. And Igboho will not be the first person to be in exile. Even the new president was in exile from 1994 to 1998 here in London, just as many people will go in exile. When you're fighting this kind of struggle, as long as you're not dead, you'll be in exile, or whatever will still continue. But we're still grateful that Igboho is still with us as we speak today.
Tell us, Mr. Koiki, does he feel betrayed by his fellow Yoruba Nation agitators during these right times? Then was he betrayed somehow, or did he get the needed support?
Well, there's no way we can have this kind of struggle. We would have, a betrayal has always been like that, since the beginning of the world, and we will still have people that will betray. He hasn't. I remember most of the time you're asking those questions. Igboho refused, to believe that anyone has betrayed him. Always he says, let us work together so that we can get these sorted out together. And I think that has been, one thing that makes him different. He hasn't made any video to curse anyone, even though as many people have done a lot of allegations. But it's good that we are now getting this kind of, conversation so that we can clear the air.
All right. Now, there's a new picture in town. The president, is now president. He's going to launch with his administration to support the present administration. The Yoruba Nation's agitation continues.
Well, the Yoruba Nation agitation is not fighting the present administration. I hope you can still hear me. Hello? I think we lost them. Let's put it back. There might be none in one. Thank you, driver. There might be none in one. I lost our conversation there, so I have to call them back. Maybe no. I'm trying to get them back. My hand mistakenly pressed. Alright. Finding it difficult to get through to them back. Yeah, sorry about that. I think we lost connection. Can you hear me back?
Continue shortly.
Yes. Your question was if Igboho was, if I'm right, asking if he's still in the struggle, and now that we have a current president, on the throne. Let me put this again on record. There is no. Yeah, sorry. Okay. All right.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still Frank Talk on Rave 91.7 FM, and I've been speaking with the spokesperson to Chief Sunday Adeyemo, also known as Sunday Igboho, Mr. Olayomi Koiki. All right, I think I can hear you clearly and better now.
Yeah, thank you so much once again. The question you asked is if Igboho is still in the Yoruba Nation struggle, and now that we have these new presidents, what do we need to do? Let me put it again.
No, I'm asking, sir, that is he in contact with President Bola Tinubu's administration?
Well, he hasn't have any contact, and I don't think he needs to be in any contact with the president. The president has his role that he's doing, while Igboho also has a role to play under the Yoruba self-determination movement, military or any military installation or any institution. Most of the rallies that we've carried out, Igboho has categorically stated that every rally, I must continue to inform everyone, the same police, the same security are going through the same problems, like we are going through as members of citizen of the country. So Igboho doesn't have any contact with the present administration. Neither, I cannot confirm whether, the previous time that before this election, there was a lot of rumors out there. Those rumors are just rumors. But as a spokesperson for Igboho, I know more of what happened and what transpired, but I can never say that Igboho was one of those being paid by the politician for what he was doing. Igboho was just concerned, just like many of us are concerned, individuals, to the menace and all kind of atrocity that was taking place right inside Nigeria, not just in the Southwest. We've got to remember, I'm sure you report this all the time, there's so many atrocities that is happening. Many people can't make it to the farm. But I'm going to come back again to you in the studio. And thank you so much once again.
Okay, so I'm curious, Mr. Koiki. Today is Chief Adeyemo's birthday, if I'm not mistaken.
And we are grateful to still have him.
or just, is it a mere coincidence?
Well, I remember sending my mom to Benin Republic because I wanted to travel down to Benin to see him personally, but he refused. He kept on saying, the last person he wanted to make down to Benin Republic was myself. So the closest person I could send, from London was my mom, because there's some information I wanted to deliver to him, and I didn't want it to go through the mobile phones or through the call. What we said to Chief was that we will pray, we will do whatever we have to do, we will, the legal battle, the negotiations, to make sure that Igboho will not have the next birthday again in Benin Republic. But let me put this, because this is the key part of what we should be grateful to. I'm sure you are aware that Igboho's mother died around July 19. Yes, Igboho mother spoke to Igboho and asked, what will he do to get Igboho free? Because it seems that Igboho says he's coming back and it's becoming a very long conversation. Igboho said, well, whatever you can do, we can only pray to the Creator, regardless of whether you are a Muslim, you're a Christian, or you're our own traditional worshiper. And the mother said, okay, if I go and deliver the message to our Creator, would he listen? Igboho said, why not? And I believe if you calculate from July to October, well, it seems that Igboho's mother delivered the message to the Creator that created Igboho himself. And that is why Igboho has got to be free, and is now free, and is currently in Germany.
All right, just one more thing before I let you go, Mr. Koiki. We've been told that there is no love lost between Igboho and Areg and the Adams of the Yogis. Is that true?
Listeners on your platform, and those that are watching this carefully, it seems that some say that Igboho was trying to outshine the Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land. I missed having that appointment that Igboho travel, to pay him a courtesy visit. I was currently engaged, and I remember, telling Are that, let me put it again in context. Do you know that I met Are before I knew Igboho? Are came to UK on a different program after he became the Are Ona Kakanfo. And I even traveled to Akoko in Ondo State. I was there, for another installation of one of our uncle that died, in UK for what we called the Owajoba, the KBC, install him as one of the chiefs in that particular town. Akoko is a very beautiful place. But after the Yoruba Nation campaign started, it seems that everybody was shouting Igboho, Igboho. But do you know that we actually spoke to Are first on Heritage Television, myself with my beautiful sister, Auntie Irelu Abike Ade, and some others. And Are was ready. He says, if the Yorubas are ready, I am ready with you. But there's never been a rift between the two of them. It is just that as human beings, people want to create that rift. And I can confirm to you, they speak all the time, but again, it's not for public consumption. But there's never been a rift between the OPC. I remember, speaking to Are a few times, and I said, the rally is coming up, in this state. Are we not going to see you? He said, well, as long as my OPC members, which we appreciate the work that they are doing in Nigeria, in the Southwest, they've actually been part of the rallies. We also know that Are also have, a platform called the Yoruba One Voice. Do you know that we hosted him on the Yoruba World Media just last week, Saturday? And Are is always available. But the question is, who are those trying to create a rift? Chief Sunday Igboho doesn't want to become the Are Onokakafo. We pray for long life of this present Are Onokakafo. But the question is, who are those trying to create a rift between these two strong Yoruba men that are standing and fighting the just cause?
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Well, we are so grateful that you have us as well. And once again, thank you so much to all your listeners. And I can't wait to be back again in Oshogbo. The last time I was there was 2021. It was sunshine until the rain started. Thank you so much. And to all the KBC in Oshogbo, and most importantly, the Oni of Ife, the Ojaja II, we say, Mushifila fun Oriadeo. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. Thank you so much. I've been speaking with the spokesperson to Chief Sunday.
We will start changing the narrative. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a long one. Most of you don't understand what we have to go through to get to where we are. It's not about me today. It's about every one of us. I am just grateful. That's all I can say. I wish I can add more, but I am grateful. Very, very grateful. Mo dúpẹ́ fún tani, mo dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo wa. That we refuse. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n pa hotspot me because it's burning a lot of my. We refuse. There might be a flick because everything will switch. Yeah, it might be no. Yeah, because I can't be using my hotspot when I can have access to the Wi-Fi. We refuse. We are grateful. Oloye, we are grateful to you. We are grateful to our Creator that stood with you. Ofiokpani. Some of you don't know that they wanted to kill Igboho on that fateful day. It would have been a different story entirely. But we are very, very grateful. If we have something else that we can do to say thank you to Oloye, I would have loved to do it. But the only thing we can do is just to say thank you. Just thank you. That's all. I wish I can add more. I could do better for long. That's all. Igboho escaped death from the Fulani government of Buhari and whoever was also behind it. They wanted to take him out. And they were ready to do everything to take him out. But Igboho survived it with a flick of Eledumare. I didn't ask him how. I've never asked him how. But I know that many of you still wonder how Igboho survived that day. We are very grateful. Jesu ló ń pè ní, Kristẹni ló ń pè ní, oníṣẹ̀ṣe ni ẹni. We are grateful. That's all. Because 2021, on our way out of Benin Republic, I told him that I will The next time we're going to meet, we will meet somewhere, which I'm not going to tell you. So we took a picture together. And he said a few things to me. And he says, coordinator, money umbami, eshikoko lori, elosimi no. Elosi, odamumoyi, kelosimi, muki, awon yawo won. They are the best people that we should be grateful to. Muki egbon mi olugbedu. Awon yawo won le ka dupe fun. And ìyàwó tàwa náà mo ti stress ìyàwó mi nílé mo ti stress àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀mọ tá à ń go through ẹ̀kan rí wa tá à ń jáde. It's creating a lot of frictions. So if táwọn tèmi bá lè manage mi imagine àwọn ìyàwó bàbá olóyè kò easy kó máa pariwo orúkọ èèyàn kan lójoojúmọ́. Okay, ṣé wọ́n ní sí lórí social media ni tó bá sí lórí social media ṣé wọ́n láwọn ọ̀rẹ́ tó bá máa sọ fún wọn pé nǹkan báyìí la tún gbọ́ nípa baálé yín kò easy. So àwọn ìyàwó wọn lèmi dúpẹ́ fún àwọn ìyàwó wọn tí wọ́n dúró. Ẹ̀ka rẹ̀ gbọ́n mi gbẹ̀dùn àkópàdé àná ní December gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ẹ lọ máa múra sílẹ̀. Get together. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ní UK ní o tó bá dẹ̀ lè wọ London ní side New Cross níbẹ̀ ni ayẹyẹ ń bọ̀. Ṣé 2nd of December ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi gbẹ̀dú ẹ̀jẹ̀ bá ń confirm. Ṣé 2nd of December ní event yẹn ó máa lárinrin rẹpẹtẹ. Ìyá mi abiyamọ wọ́n ní network mo switch over sí router ní lẹ́ǹkan yẹn. So ká túbọ̀ fàdúrà ràn family yẹn lọ́wọ́, family bàbá wa olóyè Ìgbòho àti bàbá wa Akíntóyè. It's gonna miss him a little bit, but we just have to continue. I can imagine. Thank you so much to our Biafrans, our brothers. We hope by December Nnamdi Kanu can be free. I think December 15 is going to cut again. But we've seen a lot of backlash from the Igbos. Not the Biafrans, but the Igbos. You can tell that they are bitter individuals. They hate to see us progress. We are not fighting the way you are fighting. So don't expect us to go the same route. And you don't tell us what to do on our movement. So the Igbos, I'm not talking about the Biafrans, I'm using the word the Igbos. Go under the comments of Igboho's video and see how bitter they are. Very bitter individuals. Most of them are probably those with obedience. It's two different struggles. Why do you want to think that you will control us to tell us how to do it? Are you joking? Ale, they must have found a come to our live, so there's a strain on the broadcast, but we're almost there. I bet my boy on Arabic. The thing that they have to tell us on Otamaga. Igboho has compromise. Kí ni kan yín pẹ̀lú yẹn? Èyí lè máa sọ fún wa bá ṣe fi ṣe our own movement. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Michaela, ẹ ṣé gan ni sir, thanks so much. And we appreciate you. Okay, so we are almost, because more repeats program panel. So there might be a strain because I'm also live. Support media wow, F1 can they progress that. I feel like office. Tell them support you. At least ever for me low the first 3 months. Even now they my itoku. Money £500. Can look by proper space. Tamama fish program. I mean, Please carry us along with the coming event in London. Yeah, there's an event coming up in December. Can't remember when the date is. So the Biafrans are not our problem, but there are some obedient, that think that they can, Amakulek, thank you, they can pull down, what we are doing. You can't. You have your own struggle, we have our own. We love what we are doing. We appreciate the work that you're doing. Igboho loves, Nnamdi Kanu, to beat. I remember Chief called me and said, coordinator, coordinator, job, master of me, what to move Nnamdi Kanu. That was when Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Moki Olu maintain Olaoye, Moki, and everybody say congratulations. Eshegoni. If you understand. So when I confirmed to Chief that yes, Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped, Muniso itupu fun yin, omo. Chief was like, Because Nnamdi Kanu is a voice that goes a long way. Just like Igboho, ewo reaction láti Ijo Sunday. But most of you should have got a bit of heads up. Sometimes when we're here, we're so excited. Aboromo yeni say, Oracle, mo ti rí message to send o. Èmi ò lówó tí n fẹ́ máa fẹ́ anybody o. Èmi náà wọ́wọ́ báyìí o. Èèyàn kan bímọ, èèyàn kan fẹ́ kú, yẹn kan ẹgbẹ́ wọn lọ sọ́dọ̀ doctor o. Èmi gan ní ìdòwò. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi gbẹ̀dọ̀ yá, ẹ bá sọ̀rọ̀ nípa event tó ń bọ̀ yẹn ní December. Ni wọ́n bá gbogbo lé ń kí ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo lé o. Ẹ tí jẹun láàárọ̀ ìnà ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Ọmọ orí bẹ́ẹ̀dì ni mi ṣì wà mẹ́. Ó máa gbé tó parí mítìn lánàá ni.
Wàláì mo sùn lọ ni. Ẹ rí pé ẹ gbúrò mi mọ́.
Ìgbà bí wọ́n ti sùn yẹn, àwọn aṣẹ́jú wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ second meeting. Lẹ́yìn mo ṣe wá láti.
Pálàjà àti Dr. Kebí ọ̀run kò sí àti Dr. Zabi. Ẹgbọ́n sókè, mo ti connect mọ́ speaker. So kí ló fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan àti pé what are we expecting ní Akalamago mọ́kẹ́?
Ẹ káàárọ̀ gbogbo ilé, mo kí gbogbo ilé o. Lórúkọ tèmi á máa jẹ́ Olúgbẹ̀dù. Adẹ̀dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín tẹ́ bìlíìfù nínú wa. Adẹ̀dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run pé kò sọ wa lẹ́nu. Kò jẹ́ kí nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe kó dàrú. Kò jẹ́ kí ọ̀wọ́n á béèrè lọ́wọ́ wa pé wo lọ́lọ́run wá wà. Kò lè jẹ́ káwọn ọ̀tá tún béèrè lọ́wọ́ wa pé ṣé kò tọ́ yín ṣe ìmọ̀lẹ́ ṣé ẹ̀ ti pa ọmọ ọlọ́mọ ni ṣojú yín dẹ̀ ti dá ni ṣé kò yẹ kẹ́ ti kúrò ní díẹ̀. Adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ náà pé ó fún wa ní agbára yẹn ó dẹ̀ fún wa ní sùúrù torí gbà tó ọmọ dàrú dé tó fẹ́ dàrú àjókòó àwọ̀ ẹ̀yìn àwọn kan sọ̀kọ̀ àwọn kan bẹ̀ sí bínú àwọn kan bẹ̀ sí ṣépè. Àtúndúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ lọ pé ọmọ tó dè mọ́lẹ̀ náà wọ́n sílẹ̀ láyé àtàlàfíà ó padà sọ́dọ̀ wọn fámìlì ẹ̀.
Kí là bá sọ?
Kóìkì o.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi o.
Kóìkì o. Nígbà tí wọ́n ń bá Súfì sọ̀rọ̀. Tí bá sọ kankan tó sọ fún mi jọ kan. Ọkọ ni máa sọ síta.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi yẹn sílẹ̀ gbà yẹn.
Ká fi ká tọ́jú ẹ̀.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi mo máa fẹ́ kẹ́ clarify kankan. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀gbọ́n mi because ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wọ́n máa ń misunderstand gbogbo wa. Wọ́n á ní ẹ ṣèbí ìwọ máa ní ẹ òṣìṣẹ́ fún Igboho kò sẹ́nì kankan tó ṣiṣẹ́ fún èèyàn kankan. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ bá mi clarify àárín yẹn ẹ má bínú pé mo divert it because I don't think people really understand that we are just working. Ẹgbọ́n kan tí reporter ẹ̀ bí mínísì ó ní kí ni àjọṣepọ̀ ààrẹ kọ́ la fọ́fọ́ gbé wá sórí heritage ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ẹ má bínú pé mo ti divert ní dẹ̀ ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
Ok, jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ sáré dúpẹ́ ká sáré mi àmà wa anytime ṣé kò yẹ àwa ta ní sùúrù for almost 2 years. So àárọ̀ yìí àwa la ní ọjọ́ wa ní ọjọ́ ìdùnnú wa ní kò yẹ yín torí àwọn kan wà tó wá dà wá rú nígbà táwọn yẹn tọ́tún dé wọ́n mú nǹkan wọ́n mú gùn bí ìrìn gan wọ́n mú ìrìn wa dàbí ìrìn ọmọ wọn Ísírẹ́lì tó yẹ kó lò 40 days and 40 nights tó lò 400 days lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ mú ìrìn wa dìgbà yẹn. A lè tún wá dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ náà pé wọ́n bá wa ṣí chairman sílẹ̀ ó padà lọ bá wa fámìlì ẹ̀. Àwọn èèyàn mo fẹ́ kẹ́ nóòtì kìíní yìí bí ẹ̀yin ṣe ń bá Igboho jà tẹ̀ǹtà ń bàjà àwọn fámìlì ẹ̀ náà wọ́n ń bàjà. Mi ní sọ́jú yẹn lọ. Báwa bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń bàjà pé Yorùbá nation àwọn ìbọn tó wà kan àwọn fámìlì ẹ̀ náà sọ pé ògbọ́n ní ẹ̀rù báyìí. Ọlọ́gbọ́n ni ó yẹ.
Ọmọgọ́lá máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé
oníyàwó méjì lọ́mọ rẹ̀ pẹ̀tẹ́.
Kábíyèsí lé.
Ọmọ èdè ẹ̀ ti gbọ́.
Tó bá tẹ ẹ̀gbọ́n ṣé wọ́n ní mọ́ tó lọ lórí social media.
Tó bá jẹ́ nǹkan tó fẹ́ mú bàbá mi àbí tó ń ṣe bàbá mi ló mọ kọ́kọ́ mo máa sọ làá. Àwọn ọmọ lóyìnbó.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ọmọ mẹ́rin gbogbo ọmọ mi lóyìnbó lọ́wọ́ àbújẹ̀mọ́ bá ṣe máa ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Inú mi máa ń dùn tó máa ń bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. Ìjọ tí kan pé 18 mo rántí gbà ẹ́ lọ́hùn. Ó wọlé wá bá mi ní dáàdì. Do you know I'm 18 years old now? Mo ní kò ní dá fún ìyá ẹ̀.
Ẹ bá sọ yẹn lórí bíbá yìí. Ó yẹ fún òfin máa drive nìyẹn. Wọ́n bá ti pé 18 náà wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní drive.
Okay, you're 18 only year. Mo ní now we go to split the bill.
Yẹn gbọ́ bàbá. Ẹ máa split bill. Ọmọ tèmi á ní màá ní òun ló ń lo printer. Á ní mi ni máa sanwó ink. Màá ní jẹ́ mi mò ń lo ink yẹn ni. Ibi wọ̀ ló ń lò.
Yeah, you are an adult. Only know that the money what do you know? Mo sáré fún schools yẹn, òun náà dẹ̀ get yẹn. Ṣé kò yé yín? Ó ní ọmọ tó
Mr. Taiwo Efe, Mr. Kọ́láwọlé lẹ́yìn wá ní o. Èèyàn dáadáa ní fún ọ̀lẹ̀. Mo ń gbọ́dọ̀ yẹn gbọ́n mi.
Ó fara balẹ̀. Ó ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ kó ṣe. Ó gbà nǹkan tó yẹ kó gbà. Ní ìsìn ọkọ̀ ẹ̀ balẹ̀. Àdúgbò lọ́dọ̀ lọ́hùn yẹn kíní. Ìkejì. Nígbà kan lọ́dún máa ń ṣe ògo yẹn. Èní ìwà tó jẹ́ ọjọ́ bá díẹ̀ tí a máa celebrate fún gbogbo èní yìí. So on behalf of me and all my groups, mo ní ní Yorùbá nation àti family mi, mo ń ṣe happy birthday sí Chief Igboho. Ọlọ́wà bá ọlọ́rọ̀ ẹ̀mí wọn, ọlọ́wà fún ọ ní ẹ̀mí gígùn. Nǹkan tájọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí, àjọ máa parí ẹ̀yìn lórúkọ Jésù, kò sí kọ̀ọ̀kan ní wa tó máa wá kì. Gbogbo ègbè tó bá ń gbé wa ṣẹ́ nínú movement yìí àti sọ gbogbo ègbè tẹ́lifọ̀dì bá ń gbé wa ṣẹ́ ètò yẹn kí ó máa padà sí orí wọn ní kọ̀ọ̀kan because ayọ̀ ní títí wa torí ire la wá fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà ire la wá fún ọmọ Yorùbá.
Àtọmọ Nàìjíríà náà everybody bẹ́ẹ̀ni everybody ni.
Afẹ́kọ̀ọ́mọ Yorùbá ní sinmi afẹ́kọ̀ọ́mọ Yorùbá kára wọn balẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni easy dollar
no matter who is there now ire là ń wá fún wọn. So lórí ìkejì pé wọ́n sọ pé CFI lè ṣiṣẹ́ fún àbí.
Wọ́n ní gbogbo àti múlẹ̀ èmi ò dẹ̀ rí pé wá sí Nàìjíríà múlẹ̀ bí n bá tẹ̀ múlẹ̀ ṣẹ́yìn tún múlẹ̀ ni.
Èmi máa ń sọ wọ́n dẹ̀ mọ̀ mí for sure. Bí bàbá bá ṣe nǹkan tí ó bá tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn máa jáde sọ̀rọ̀. Tí máa lè sọ̀rọ̀ lórí bàbá Sunday Igboho kò kọ̀ mí kò take me 10 minutes láti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí wọn. Nítorí pé èmi mi ò ṣe ojúṣàájú òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu mi òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí máa ń sọ kó máa ń kóyà jẹ mí. Ṣé mo bẹ́ẹ̀ tí máa ń sọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ máa ń kóyà jẹ mí inú mi dẹ̀ máa ń dùn pé mo sọ tójú òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo bọ̀ kójú òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀. We are not working for Sunday Igboho. We are working for Yoruba nation. Sunday Igboho is one of our leaders that recognize. And if he has done anything wrong, we have the right of telling him yes or no.
Láti question ẹ̀. Nígbà tí Sunday tó ṣe ìyádagboru ni kò fẹ́ ká question ọ̀hún.
So ó jẹ́ torí ìyẹn ó wà very very important. We are not working for Sunday Igboho. We love Sunday Igboho. We love his vibes. We love what he brings into Yoruba nation. And we are happy pé nǹkan kò ṣẹlẹ̀ sí. Torí àwọn ìgbà tí ẹ̀ka bá tún pé mo ṣe ẹbí Sunday Igboho máa ń pẹ́ wá. Wí àti wà ń bẹ̀ kí bàbá Sunday tó dé. Iṣẹ́ tí àwa ṣe òun ni bàbá Sunday rí tínú ẹ̀ dùn sí. Àbí ọ̀rọ̀ ti gbà yẹn ni nígbà tí o ti ló bọ́ọ̀dì bá a mẹ́wàá máa lọ dúró síwájú ó mọ VC tó di 20 tó di 30.
Kódà Ìjáyà ẹ ti gbàgbé Stratford gan èmi àti yín àti Ìjáyà táwọn fáwọn èèyàn ní leaflet tán ní ká fi sílẹ̀ àwọn ò ní gbà lọ́wọ́ wa mo ní ẹjẹ́ tètè yá gbà.
Bíbi tí a bá wẹ̀ ká gba dé ohun nìyẹn we started from there and then iṣẹ́ gbogbo wọn tí wọ́n wá most of these people dey come for position. Àwọn òrán position àrùn anything we started Yoruba rally in UK in abroad Anywhere, so we started in the UK. We put it down. On that the Israeli Koiki o see ibi tó the Israeli to turn with that the dam. Only nothing do on that one dawaru. Yeah, keta ikerin. I will give all honor to you, and I will say thank you. Pé mo ní àbúrò kan tó yàtọ̀ sí everybody.
Àbúrò tẹ máa ń bájà. Mo rántí nígbà tí mo wà ń lé tẹ pè mí ẹni gbogbo owó yẹn bó ni mo kó sí. Mo ní bẹ́ẹ̀ náà fẹ́ ra lẹ̀ ní kí n bá ń rà kí n tó máa padà bọ̀ London. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dẹ̀ ń disturb mi. Mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi máa bá yín jà ọ́. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dẹ̀ pè mí nígbà tí mo wà sókà. Wọ́n ní Koiki ìwọ nìkan ló lè sọ fún mi.
Àwọn tó ń sáré tẹ̀lé ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe bí best friend yẹn ń sìn. Ó mọ̀ kọ́tọ̀ fojú mi rí ni.
Mo kí àwa dúpẹ́ Bọ́lá ẹ̀ka ọ̀rọ̀ mà. Ìyá 2x2.
Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ọwọ́ Koiki ló wà o. Àbúrò ṣé wàá lè fa fi wọ́n lẹ̀ kó fi wọ́n lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú wàhálà wọn.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ní máa padà bọ̀ London mo ní mo wà mo ní kó fi mí lẹ̀. Wọ́n ní ìbí Nàìjíríà ìbí family ẹ̀ ní London ló wà. Kí ló ń jókòó ó yá lọ ra tíkẹ̀tì tí mi send owó sí ẹ. Mo ní ẹ̀gbọ́n mi máa bá ń jà èmi àti ẹgbẹ̀rún fẹ́ jà gan nígbà mo wà sókà. Wá ti kì í bá ìgbà tó yá mo gbé kọ́lẹ̀ mọ́.
End of the day show padà tó tún sá padà.
Wọ́n ní Igboho ló lé mi kúrò nílé abẹ́ ti gbàgbé ni. Wọ́n ní Igboho ló lé mi kúrò nílé.
Ó sá wá ó sá padà lọ. Kí ló jọ̀gbẹ́ nìyí? Wà á ti pé lọ́dọ̀ náà. Ìtọ̀ tó tù jù lọ a máa pa. Wọ́n ti mú kàn dúpẹ́ pé ọmọ tó jẹ́ ó jẹ́ ọmọ alálùbáríkà. Ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ ọmọ aláàánú. Wà á pẹ́ fún fámìlì ẹ̀. Àwọn ìyàwó ẹ̀ náà nígbà bó ṣe ń ṣe wọ́n. Àwọn ìyàwó ẹ̀ náà ọ̀nà àjẹ wá gbádùn ẹ̀. Pé mi ò mọ̀ wọ́n mo lè mọ̀ ọmọ ẹ̀ alágbára ńlá ni ẹ́. Lórí ẹ̀gbọ́n ni mo jẹ́ fún ẹ nǹkan tó ń gbé mi ò tó gbé.
Mo rántí nígbà tí mo pàdé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi ní Dustin Amọ̀dẹ̀májà. Ó ní òfin ibi tí náà wà àtomi wà olójókòó sí. Ọmọdé máa ń jẹ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Àmàdúpẹ́ náà ni.
Gbogbo sórí ojú mi lọ Koiki bọ̀ mo máa ń kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ lára ẹ̀. Wo ìjọ tó gbé ẹ jókòó lórí Yorùbá Nation náà nínú mídíà. Lọ́dún òṣègbà òṣàwò ọ̀wọ́n tí wọ́n ra kọ̀ǹpútà fún. Ọ̀wọ́n táwa ń bẹ̀bẹ̀ kọ́ ra fóònù fún. Ọ̀wọ́n táwa bẹ̀bẹ̀ tán wá tẹ́gbẹ̀ ìwọ gọ́gọ́ lọ́bi ṣe step stone wọn.
It makes us stronger.
Torí ẹ̀dùn ní sí gbogbo wọn.
Nígbà tí gbowó bínú àbájọ yóò bínú.
Like a good leader. Mo fi yẹn náà mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ náà fún iṣẹ́ tó ṣe àdìpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ fún ẹ ní agbára ẹ̀bùn tó lọ́wọ́ fún ẹ yẹn ọlọ́wọ́ fún ọmọ ẹ náà ọlọ́wọ́ dẹ̀jẹ̀ kẹta ká gbé débi rẹ̀. Now
December kí ló ń bọ̀ ní December.
Wọ́n á padà wá sí December.
Ẹ máa ra tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì o èyí tẹ́ fẹ́ wá so tá a bá ti gbé jáde.
Àtà tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì.
Ó yá jẹ́ kí n dákẹ́ yẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ńgbà yẹn ó yá kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ó yá gbé sókè.
Kò yé sùn mí tí ni mọ̀ kò yé sùn lọ́kùnrin tó káwọ́ ẹ̀ sókè yókè tó dárí jẹ́. Anyway tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ a sọ pé a fẹ́ ṣe ta tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì ni.
Okay.
But àwa wo bí everything ṣe ń lọ. Àwa decide pé we are not selling ticket to nobody.
Wow.
Èrò ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ gba 300 people.
Mo gbọ́ yẹn.
A máa ṣe oúnjẹ. Wow. I see everything professionally as you set it up.
Okay.
Ibi tí ìwọ àti èmi ti wá wọlé, ó ní pé nǹkan tẹ́ bá ní láti fi ran movement yẹn lọ́wọ́ because you are looking up to between 5,000 and 6,000 pounds.
Okay.
Láti ná.
Okay.
But ibi tó bá rí láti ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
Ìyẹn àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní gbogbo àgbáyé ní UK ní o anywhere.
Anywhere.
Ẹ ní láti wá London ẹ lè support gan ẹ ní láti wá London ẹ lè rán yàn gan wá ẹ lè rán representative yín wá ẹgbọ́n sókè.
Tó bá níyàn London tí wọ́n wà ní Amẹ́ríkà ó lè rán yàn wá.
Ayé ti yí sí gan nísìnyí ó dẹ̀ máa wà live ó máa wà lórí Zoom gan gbogbo náà ló máa ṣe ok mò ń gbádùn yẹn gbọ́n mi.
So we need your support gbowó lọ́wọ́ anybody.
ok
kò yé yín whatever.
So irú support ẹ mọ̀ pé táwọn bá ní support àwọn yẹn máa fẹ́ ká clarify ẹ̀ ṣé ẹ máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń gbóúnjẹ wá ní torí mò ń gbọ́ pé health and safety ẹ mọ̀ pé UK làwa wà. gómìnà tíyàn bá lọ jẹun kó má di kó máa lọ máa yàgbẹ́ tó bá délé ìyá mi Grace Olúṣòótọ́ ẹ ṣé gan ni. So now tá a bá náà need the support so irú support wo là ń sọ yìí ṣé bí drinks ilé wà available ṣáwọn èèyàn lè fún wọn lówó ìyẹn àwọn tó organize ẹ̀.
Okay. Ẹni tó sọ pé òkè òun fẹ́ jẹ́ káwọn ṣe ráìsì òun fẹ́ sanwó ráìsì.
Òkè ó lè sanwó ráìsì pé ó da ẹni kí caterer ṣe owó 50 wá sanwó 50 ẹni bá fẹ́ sanwó 20 so yẹn make sense than pé káwọn ẹni mélòó tẹ̀ ló ráyè dáná gan ní London gan sẹ̀ caterer náà lè gbọ́dọ̀ gbé fún bọ́ àkọ́fẹ́ kẹ́ lọ gbé fún caterer wà la fẹ́ gbé fún caterer fúnra àwọn wo ló ń ṣètò yìí torí pé àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ mọ̀ ṣé Yorùbá náà ni àbẹ́ àwọn ti Nàìjíríà ẹ mọ̀ gbogbo kan ló máa.
Yorùbá ló ń ṣe ẹni tó líìkì ètò yìí òun ni Dr. Òkèbíọ̀run
Central Office Central Office
London Central of Yorùbá Central Office àwọn ni wọ́n gbé ètò yìí sílẹ̀ wọ́n kì í ṣe fún Central Office àwọn lọ́ọ̀lì díẹ̀ lọ́ ṣe
agbátẹrù ẹ̀ gbọ́ Yorùbá mọ́ ẹ ti pẹ́ London.
Agbátẹrù ọmọ lọ́jà.
Mo dẹ̀ ti ní kẹ́ wálé kí Ìgbòho lè kẹ́lẹ́ máa kọ́ tí ẹ̀ ní sọ English Ìgbòho Yorùbá lẹ́jọ́ wọn máa sọ Yorùbá yẹn á ti dán bí tèmi náà báyìí ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè agbátẹrù lẹ̀ lè sọ.
So agbátẹrù ni òun lọ́sẹ̀ agbátẹrù ẹ̀ so wọ́n dẹ̀ get in touch pẹ̀lú
our media
all other people pé ká àwa tá à ń ṣe rálì àánú wa àwọn ìmọ̀ tó wọ́n bá mi mo kọ́ wọ́n sọ pé àwọn fẹ́ ṣe rálì àṣírù ẹ̀yìn gbélé wa ẹ jẹ́ ká kú sọ rálì wa délé so gbogbo àwọn tá a ti ríra wa tá a ti ríra fọdún tó ti
for a very long time so ada be gathering of the Yoruba people okay. So date wo ni ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ gbàgbé ẹ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ date ẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ date ẹ bẹ ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ hàn pé ìlú yìí àwọn èèyàn máa ń plan ní. Second of December ṣé Sunday àbí Saturday ló bọ́ sí. So Saturday 2nd of December ìyẹn ní London kò ń ṣe ní outside London so gbogbo ẹni tó wà outside London ẹ plan ìjọ yẹn ẹ yọ date yẹn so that kí gbogbo apá ká ríra ká ìdọ̀ká hug ká ṣe ṣeré ká ṣe Yorùbá nation náà nínú bẹ̀ ó yẹ gbóhùn sókè mọ́.
ká ṣe ìbánisọ̀ ní ká dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run pé gbogbo nǹkan tí ọ̀tá ti tè mọ́lẹ̀ wọn ló ń bá wa ṣí ẹ̀dẹ̀ ní gbogbo ẹ̀ bọ́ síra wa táìmù báàdì bàbá wa Ìgbòho táìmù ìgbà kan ṣí wọn lẹ̀ táìmù tẹ́bítì àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ṣẹ́ padà nìyẹn so we can come to round table ká sọ̀rọ̀ eléyìí ò dẹ́ ṣe fún àwọn tó ṣe Yorùbá nation nìkan.
Even àwọn tó ṣe Yorùbá nation náà kọ́kọ́ wá kájọ jókòó ok wọ́n ní venue náà wá important ẹ̀ mọ̀ ẹni tó fẹ́ gbé mọ́tò wá ẹlòmíì fẹ́ rent mọ́tò kó máa gbégbà tó bá rent mọ́tò wà ní ibi páàkì sí wọ́n dẹ̀ ní parking wà ṣé parking wà àwọn ará London àwọn èèyàn like driving
parking wà toilet wà bathroom wà.
So ẹ bá jẹun tó ẹ bá fẹ́ wọ toilet fi gbọ̀nsẹ̀ ẹ lọ́bẹ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n mi mọ́ tán pè ní gbọ̀nsẹ̀ wọ́n lè máa fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn àgbàlagbà máa ní lọ gbọ̀nsẹ̀ ni mo fẹ́ gbọ̀nsẹ̀ so venue yẹn New Cross 2nd of December is not just for Yorùbá nation people nìkan gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń bẹ ní UK lápè so wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ní wọ̀ ẹ̀ ní sanwó time o no African time tẹ bá tẹ máa ṣe African time ẹ̀ kó pẹ́ 1 hour ẹ̀ débẹ̀ ní 5 ká tètè bẹ̀rẹ̀ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ̀ mọ African time àwọn tiwa wọ́n bá ní 4 di 5 kó tó dé second ṣé àwọn wọ́n lè kọ́ àwọn kéékèèké wá ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ìwà very important wọ́n lè kọ́ ọmọ wá ọlọ́mọ wẹ́wẹ́ aláìka àwọn ọlọ́mọ wẹ́wẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa ní yányányányányányányányá kó máa pariwo
wọ́n kó wọn wá àwọn kó wọn sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́
ààrẹ tó máa look after wọn wọ́n ọmọ kan dẹ̀ ní sọnù ní bíbá ibi ti location 9 torí church kan lọ ní ọmọ kan ti sọnù ìyẹn ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tí wọ́n bá Ọlọ́run jẹ́ ká tẹ̀rọ ọmọ tó máa sọnù. mo dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ Oríyọmí Hamzat tó rà pọ̀ wà ní Germany ọ̀nà ọmọ kan sọnù lórí train ọmọ àrọ́ ọmọ yẹn torí pé Germany ni tó bá jẹ́ Nàìjíríà ni kọ́nà kó ṣàánú wọn. ẹ̀gbọ́n mi kẹ́ tó máa lọ ẹ bá wa dúpẹ́ fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá àtàwọn tó kì í ṣe Yorùbá nation nu ṣọlá àwọn kan máa ní ṣé àwọn Yorùbá nation nìkan lè kàn dúpẹ́ fún àwa tá à ṣe Yorùbá nation ṣé à kì í ṣe Yorùbá ni ìbá àti support yìí náà ni a ṣì ń gbé yẹ̀wò ní kí lè máa bá ń sọ fún wọn ẹ bá ń kí wọn.
èmi ń tèmi gẹ́gẹ́ tí máa fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ tí máa ní Yorùbá nation ọmọ Yorùbá lè máa ń sọ nítorí ọmọ Yorùbá tí ò tí join Yorùbá nation wọn àti serve ní cup of tea tó bá serve ní cup of tea nínú Nàìjíríà wọn àti kan kó tó lọ join Yorùbá nation. Gbogbo wọn ta bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà pé ẹ má dìbò ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣe Yorùbá nation ṣé wọ́n ti serve one cup of tea wọn. Èmi kí gbogbo yín pátápátá nílé tó toko pé Yorùbá nation no in the name of Yorùbá and Yorùbá nation mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá mo dẹ̀ kí lọ́balọ́ba mo kí ládéládé gbogbo ọ̀pá àpáta ni mo kí mo dẹ̀ tún fi àsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó ṣiṣẹ́ lórí release bàbá Sunday Igboho àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wọn èmi máa ń sọ kíní kan mo dẹ̀ ti máa ń sọ Koiki ó dẹ̀ máa ń dìjà pé kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe Yorùbá nation bàbá báwọn olóṣèlú ṣiṣẹ́ bàbá báwọn sọ̀rọ̀ ní ìníkẹ́lọ́ dìbò fún ẹ má ṣì mí gbọ́.
ìbò náà tẹ̀dá wọ́n ti dìbò rẹ́dì náà ìbò tó dọdún mẹ́rin.
alátìmọ́ bí ọ̀rẹ́ àwọn tá a mú bí ọ̀rẹ́ la máa mú tó máa lọ sọ̀rọ̀ nínú house nípa Yorùbá nation òun ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn ṣe gbọ́ tí bàbá dárúkọ wọn kan ó dárúkọ sit down get up ẹ jíde ó dárúkọ ẹ ó dárúkọ wọn bá kan. tí bàbá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n yọ ojú ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ́yìn àlejò ẹ̀ bí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá ṣe rí òwe ló pa fún wa òwe ni Yorùbá nation pa fún wa táàtà táwọn senators ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ táàtà táwọn governors ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ content ní feelings tó máa ń sá fún wọn ní cup of Nigeria tán tí ìyà jẹ wọn tán Yorùbá nation ló máa ń padà wá bá. So mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá pápátá ẹjọ́ ẹ̀yin tẹwà ní UK lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí tẹwà ní outside UK tẹwà ní outside anywhere tẹ̀bá mọ̀ pé ẹ fẹ́ ẹ ní ẹ̀kọ́ ní London ẹjọ́ on the 2nd of December.
àwọn náà lè wá ìyẹn wà lásà London mátà náà lásà London jìnnà náà ìgbà mélòó ló máa fi wọ London tó bá ti plan ẹ̀. tẹ́ ẹ bá dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé nílé padà lọ ní that same day ẹ kàn make arrangement ibi tẹ́ máa sùn sí ní London ní that's all.
outside London lèmi náà ń gbé so kò jẹ́ bàbàrà. so Koiki mo tún kí ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí o òkú ètò iṣẹ́ o ọlọ́wà fún gbogbo àlérè iṣẹ́ wa o
ọ̀rọ̀ àsọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn ètò
gbogbo ilé mo kí yín o Olúpẹ̀dù lórúkọ mi o ire o
ẹ ṣé gan ni
ẹ̀jẹ̀ yíwọ́ mi sọ̀rọ̀ sí ìsà
steering nìyẹn thank you. ẹ̀gbọ́n Olúgbẹ̀dù ló bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ tán yẹn àkọ́ṣe ojú òpó before 11 tá a máa fi lọ sí Star Radio tá máa fi ṣe Star Radio so gbogbo ẹni tó bá fẹ́ pè náà ẹni tó bá fẹ́ dá sí ní 2nd of December at New Cross ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Anna Exchange wọn náà máa wà níbẹ̀ every times wọ́n kúkú èmi tẹ̀lé wọ́n sì fẹ́ gbọ́wọ́ tí wọ́n náà fẹ́ ni ẹ pé àwọn tó organize ẹ̀ wọ́n ti wò pé at the end of the day ẹ fi join sílẹ̀ I will be there myself I mean it will be great for us to be all there even if you're not doing Yoruba Nation the line will be open for the next 1 hour. I will also have the, if you want to come in through on of our platform, apart from Facebook, TikTok, if you have one thing or two things to say, the most important thing that I want us to remember is that Igboho is not taking arms against the government. That narrative, is something that we must not allow, to spread all the time. So, +44 74 04 405917. That is the studio number. We've repeated. I want everyone to know that we have the Yoruba World Media and the home-based media. And that was the reason why we had that yesterday. Also, I think AY is not a fake way. Muki Citizen AY, the other ones as well. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, bones okay. 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes.
God bless. Mama ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. Mama ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. Mama dẹ̀ máa ṣe jálẹ̀ ní lágbára Ọlọ́run.
Àmín.
Ikú màmá ò ní lọ gbé. Ògo ni fọ́lọ́run. Bàbá mi ẹjọ́ t-shirt kẹwọ̀ yìí. Tí mo rí kẹwọ̀ yìí. Ṣé ẹ̀ ń ta ni?
Àwọn tó ń ṣe àwọn Yoruba apparel online ni. So I believe they should start rolling them out within the next few days or so. Yeah. Also,
ẹjọ́ tí wọ́n bá ti ń roll it out ọ̀dọ̀ yìí èèyàn lè get it too.
Oh yeah. I'll not lọ ṣe fìlà here and all that. So it's a new thing that I want to push it. So and you can order anywhere in the world.
No
you don't want to deliver ọ̀dọ̀ yín. So I'm a fún gbogbo wa ní website and everything. So wọ́n ní kémi kọ́kọ́ launch síta ni.
Gan bá wa ṣe lẹ́ẹ̀kú yẹ pé Ìgbòho wá wà ńbẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n wá fi Yorùbá nation sílẹ̀ nígbàdí
oríṣiríṣi ni wọ́n ṣe èyí tí mo wọ̀ níjọ́ October 1st náà lọ ṣe mo ń gbọ́ yín.
Tẹ́lẹ̀ ọwọ́ heritage ni ti máa rà but these days heritage òun wa mọ́ sómi ní àwọn t-shirt ẹ̀ mọ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run bóyá on the 2nd yẹn bóyá ọjọ́ ẹni máa tẹ̀ rí yín physical lágbára Ọlọ́run.
No problem.
tí Mr. Gbẹ̀du tí wọ́n fi advert síta ẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run ẹ máa wá New Cross, no problem. Ẹ ṣe gan bàbá mi. Mo gbẹ̀ kí bàbá o, mo kí bàbá professor náà.
All right, thank you.
Just ìfànkẹ́ mi àti wọ́n máa ń disagree nígbà mi bọ̀. Mo kí bàbá o.
Normal nìyẹn.
Mo kí bàbá o.
We are meant to agree and disagree. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi AY nìyẹn láti London. Gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ bá fẹ́ pè náà, this is the time to call. We still have, a few more hours. We are just grateful. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn tó ń ṣe birthday. Holly, Biafra, Aisha T. Shile Yoruba, my beautiful auntie, my sister, ẹ ṣé gan ni kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, iṣẹ́ Yorùbá tí gbogbo àgbẹ̀ dání a máa jèrè ẹ̀. Mo ṣe 12-minute video kan lánàá. Mo mọ̀ pé a lot of us are so excited with yesterday. It talks about the self-determination. Many people still do not know what we are fighting. Ẹlòmíì ọmọ tá à ń jà fún. So, responsibility tàwa dẹ̀ ni láti sọ fáwọn èèyàn what we are fighting for. Thank you, Peruse TV 992. I want to appreciate as many of you. So if I catch up with you, I will say hello. Oluwa Bobby 1. Many of you probably say maybe Igboho will return to Nigeria. Igboho is not meant to be returning to Nigeria. He has a family, Latilo check. And that's why he has decided the first trip is to go to Germany and stay with the family. Moki Mr. Adetunji, Otumba Moki, Mokiwawa, Prince and Princess, and many of you that are watching us from different parts of the world. As we always say, Macedonia exit in 1991. I want Lumeta that break, Lumeta in the last decade or 2 decades that have got their independence. Macedonia, September 1991. East Timor, 20th of May 2002. South Sudan, January 2011. So let us just continue to tell as many people reasons why we want to go. We want people to live a better life. For work back in it because laptop it's no longer even though the hard drive, but it seems that also from you need to get a new laptop. So we just have to manage what we have. Emma Bineta Valori MixLR. I didn't realize that I didn't roll the MixLR for the last 3 hours. So you've missed the 3 hours of yesterday program, but we are into another program as we speak right now. We appreciate every one of us. Lati Bubule Yoruba. I have been searching for the video on your page, but couldn't say. What video? Shetano. No, I didn't stream it yesterday, but I restreamed it this morning. Oshe Parini Sini. So I didn't stream it yesterday. But the one I'm talking about, I can share that is the Teba Law Story page me. There's a section there that says videos. Videos means that these are not live program. Even when I do live, I still upload it onto videos. So you can go back and watch it. So every time you go on our page, and I want us to also help us to push the new page. Bawa push it. Within the Koikimedia. Kima 1,000 subscriber. Koikimedia, Koma 1,000 subscriber. Ever subscribe now? My share page and sit and listen. And the one thing of his self-determination lano. I don't put that to do that. Hello? I'm actually in a program right now. Can I call you back? All right. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. Bye. If you make that's the beauty about this country. If you make inquiries online, they'll call you back. That is a great beauty. Okay, what I'll do while we're still waiting, let me share one links to subscribe. If I share it into other platforms, I want us to please just go and follow it. So you're not missing anything. We don't want you to miss anything. So let me play the self-determination is not secession. Self-determination is a human right. So I'm going to play that now, and then I'll use that minute to share all the links. I'll share it into the TikTok as well. Egbomi Michaela says, wishing Dr. Adeyemo Igboho a birthday and many more blissful and prosperous years. Very, very important. please do help us to share, tell them avoid that is all, but my wife said, why, you should be telling people to share. Mama said, share. I've stopped using that word. Share. I'm sure most of you will have picked that way. I don't say that anymore. It's just a courtesy to respect, our people. So that is on that. Then let's hear this. This video, I produced it yesterday. I'll share the link. It's a 12-minute. So these are very key ones. I expect every group. And video KKK by. It takes time. Kato produce it. I mean, it's just in my house, just laptop. But again, before we put it together and then push it out, so push it, so that the narrative that we are fighting the government, regardless of whoever is there, I mean, whether it's Tinubu that is there today, whether it was Buhari that was there yesterday, the issue is nobody's fighting the government. All we are just saying that we want the right to self-determination, and that right needs to be respected. Kentos Abebi, Oku Nowo, Shori pe gbogbo àdúrà yín tẹ́ ń ṣe lójoojúmọ́, mo kí gbogbo àwọn White Garment Church, mo kí àdúrà náà, mo kí gbogbo, mo kí KICC, mo kí gbogbo yín pátápátá, everybody, mo kí àwọn oníṣẹ́ ìṣe, ẹ bá wa fi Tani Ọlọ́run sílẹ̀ jọ. A mọ̀ pé a lot of you are not happy with what he has said, even if he was committed of crime. I don't think he should still be there. Dinex Moke, let us have him released. Kill and make it difficult. There's any gone 70,000. There's any only Kurunule. Ijaya. Otojo Meta, Shalafia Loa, Mo, Burara, my brother. There's any gone to jet of Tom. Allegation, because our lawyer, there's any only Mawa, Akoba, Daba from now. In the latter, are very careful because you can move. So there's any case is still an allegation. But one me ẹ̀sùn tó fi kàn, ẹ̀sùn corruption ni, and corruption is corruption. Kò bá kéré. Kí wàá lẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ máa ṣe lèzẹ́nì nísìnyí ó ti padà sílé ó ti dán the 30. So why make this Ṣẹ́gun Kentos in happy birthday to our hero Igboho Sha Chief. Afromania Bamidele, one happy birthday to Chief. So listen to this while I will be sharing some links out. Those links, I want you to help us to follow the page. Please, Abeyini, Mushako. But Mushako money saying, Mashako. So, so what we'll do, let's move this like this. There might be some reflection. I'm about a laptop, so we just have to manage laptop miti otikapa 2. Here, Kobiri, Moluka, the Jory, I want you put a man, so I might get Dalia, you, a sharp my book. So, yeah. Chotiro. Otiro, Naklada, take over, take us all. More Bangkok. To Sonipa self-determination. Chapter 1, Article 1, Part 2, stated that the stated purpose of the United Nations Charter is to develop friendly relations among nations based on respect for the principle of equal rights and self-determination of peoples, and to take other appropriate measures to strengthen universal peace. Now, Tiatini, a background idea of that. Taba tẹ̀síwájú lórí tí United Nations sọ nípa self-determination. A rí pé ó ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ló sọ nínú ẹ̀. Kí ni United Nations Security Council sọ? Purpose and principles of United Nations of UN Charter. Article 1 and 2 of the Charter of the United Nations outline the purposes and principles of the United Nations. The retro individually covers several of the paragraphs in Article 1 and 2. Under each section are found lists of implicit references and explicit references to the specific paragraph of the article from the meeting records, reports, letters, that have been issued as official documents of the Security Council. Now, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí equal right and self-determination. Ẹ bá padà sí orí tí wọ́n sọ níbẹ̀. Article 1 and 2 establish that one of the purpose of the United Nations and thus the Security Council is to develop friendly international relations based on respect for the principle of equal rights and self-determination of peoples. The case study in this section covers instances where Security Council has discussed situations with bearing on the principle of self-determination and the right of the peoples to decide their own government, which may relate to the questions of independence, autonomy, referendum, elections, and legitimacy of government. Now, mo fẹ́ ká lọ wo referendum yẹn. Tá bá wá sí inú headline yìí tó jáde ní orí CNN, vote no or vote yes. What does that mean? Far from uniting the nation, ìyẹn ní Australia, Voice referendum has revealed its priorities and prejudice, dated and published on the 7th of October 2023. Ìyẹn ní Brisbane, ní Australia, CNN. Within the first 15 seconds of his victory speech in May 2022, the newly elected Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, forewarned the country of the next big vote. Lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n dìbò fún tán, ó ní kó tún máa retí another vote. Kí ni vote yẹn fẹ́ wà fún? Òun náà ni referendum. Ó ní there will be a referendum within his first term to recognize indigenous Australians in the Constitution and create a permanent body, a voice to Parliament to allow them to speak directly to the government. Ǹjẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà tí a wà lẹ́nu, ǹjẹ́ President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ǹjẹ́ òun náà lè gbé ìgbésẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n ti dìbò election tán, kó wá jẹ́ kí wọ́n dìbò referendum gẹ́gẹ́ bí Australian àti ìjọba Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Táwọn bá lè ṣe ní Australia, ó jẹ́ kí President Bola Tinubu náà, ó jẹ́ kóun náà lè recognize the indigenous people of Biafra, the Yorubas, the Arewas, and all the other ethnic groups tó ń bẹ nínú Nigeria. Kó wá enshrine sínú Constitution Nigeria, and that would then make things go further. All of us ought to be proud that amongst our great multicultural society, we count the oldest living continuous culture in the world. Did you hear that? Culture. Albanese, Prime Minister Australia, said to cheers from his supporters, Australians will be asked just one question, ìbéèrè ẹyọkan péré, and their answer will herald a new era for indigenous relations more than 200 years after British settlers crashed onto their shores, occupied their land, and terrorized their ancestors. Just like after 108 years, can we ask just one question, whether we still want to remain Nigerians or not? It will be a way to show that times are changed, that after centuries of being subjugated by the settlers' law, Australia's First Nations people were being given a place in the nation's founding document and a seat at the table. But less than a week before the final day of the voting, polls are pointing to a no, and what was sold as unifying moment now appears to have collapsed in a tangle of conflict opinions about who deserves what. Ṣe jẹ́ káwa náà kọ́kọ́ gbèrè fún referendum kí àwọn ọba wa àti àwọn gómìnà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kọ́ push kọ́ lobby fún referendum nínú constitution nínú Nàìjíríà láti lè béèrè ìbéèrè bóyá àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá bí a fẹ́ dúró àbá fẹ́ lọ. There's a parallel with what is occurred in the United States and Britain with the BRICS exit referendum, said Paul Stragio, professor of politics at Monash University.
It is those who feel in some way aggrieved about their place in the nation that are rallying most to the no side of the debate. Kò sí bá ṣe fẹ́ béèrè fún referendum náà. A ṣì rí àwọn ẹ̀yà tó máa sọ pé àwọn ò fẹ́, àwọn sì fẹ́ Nàìjíríà. Àmọ́ kọ̀tẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ jẹ́ ká béèrè náà. Yes, voters participate in community event in Sydney, ìyẹn ní July ọdún yìí. An early rush of support. The Yes campaign needs majority support across the country. Ìdí tá ṣe ń ṣe rally, tá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní ojoojúmọ́ láti fi ṣáwọn èèyàn lọ́kàn, láti jẹ́ kó mọ ìdí tí ìran Yorùbá tó gbọdọ̀ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà nígbà tí àsìkò bá fẹ́ dé fún referendum. No other Australian referendum has passed without bipartisan political backing. But in the heavy aftermath of the Labour's election win, it seems that anything was possible. New government, ló ń bẹ ní Nigeria, there's nothing tí kò possible if they have the zeal to put it together. So while we are also campaigning for the right to self-determination, it is not a crime to ask for that right. That right is not currently in the 1999 Constitution as amended, but it can be put together and make it happen. Gbogbo èèyàn ló ní right o, tá bá lọ sí gbogbo àwọn ọdún yìí láti 1959 títí dé 1963, a rí pé láti ìgbà tó pẹ́ làwọn èèyàn ti ń béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ̀tọ́ tí ó dẹ̀ ti di dandan pé ẹ̀tọ́ yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, self-determination is not a crime. Self-determination must be a discussion on the table, a negotiation, a dialogue between the parties that wants to exit Nigeria and the parties that doesn't want it as well. This is just one of different articles tó ti jáde rí, considerations of provisions of Article 1 of Chapter 1 to develop friendly relations among nations based on the respect for the principle of the equal right and self-determinations of peoples, and to take other appropriate measures to strengthen the universal peace. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, note, the two case histories listed in this part deal with the first instance of the consideration of the provisions of Article 1 in the proceeding of a case complained by Portugal in the connection with a draft resolution submitted by France. Kò ń ṣe àwa la máa kọ́kọ́ béèrè fún territory wa padà. This was with the draft resolution submitted by France, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the United States, revealing the provisions of Article 1, 2, voted upon and failed of adoption 18th of December 1961. That was 1 year after Nigeria got independent. During the consideration of the Portuguese complaint concerning India aggression against Goa, Damo, and Diu, a draft resolution was submitted calling for the cessation of hostilities, the withdrawal of Indian forces, and the solution by a peaceful means of their differences were made in a debate. The principle of self-determination was considered by the representative of India as inapplicable in the case of the population of Goa, Damo, and Diu, and the reference to Article 1 was also questioned by another representatives as inconsistent with the operative part of the draft. Ìjọkọ̀ máa wà tírú draft náà máa wáyé pẹ̀lú àwa àti Nigerian government. Nígbà tó bá máa wáyé, kó bẹ́ẹ̀ mi àti ẹ láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà. Eléyìí ni ìpàdé tó ṣe ní United Nations tó ń pè ní 987th meeting on the 18th of December 1961, when the president, speaking as representative of United Arab Republic, stated that peoples of the territories of Goa, Damo, and Diu never had the right of self-determination and had not been consulted on whether or not they agreed to their integration with Portugal. Just like Bawa no, she agreed with that union of the 1914 amalgamation. These are all why we say self-determination needs to be explained further to many people. We will not be the first asking for that right, and we will never be the last asking for it as well. You can find all this reference from this particular broadcast from UN website, www.un.org/security-council/content/purpose and principles UN chapter. And the news for the Australia that is coming up, the referendum, is on the CNN. The headline says, far from uniting the nation, Australia voice referendum has revealed its priorities and prejudice. My name is Olami Koiki. This is self-determination, inalienable right. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep, the night of October 2023. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to share so that someone else can know the full meaning of self-determination. Bye for now.
Sharipe, this is what we see.
Tile like you need it. Tiles from $9.90.
Iwa Peluewa, I am a blessed child. I believe that is you because that normally is the 8th gear. The man low. There she updates the details in it. Probably I might be wrong, but thank you so much. Moki Grandma Comfort Adeleye, one White Lion, your strength will never fail you. In Jesus' name, I congratulate you, especially on the sweet daddy. Our joy shall know bond. Happy birthday. Mori Prince Millie Ilu Dublin. Prince Ni Oyewole Eshegoni Daddy. Any happy birthday to Sunday. Adeyemo Omokoile Karo Jire Tokon. I wish you many more prosperities with good health and long life in Jesus' name. Mukiasha Tishe, Muki Mommy wa Grandma, Yetunde Morgan, one happy birthday to CSI. Many more years in Jesus' name. Mukiawa Kofo, Sholagbade, Eshegoni Maini. This is good. We really bless God. Mukiawa Oluwole Cecilia, Caro, any good morning. Money, Boyenle, Greg, any good morning and happy birthday. Sibaba, I'm trying to catch up with Igboho as many comment. Mommy Michael Lani, wishing Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho a blissful birthday. And Tobashi Fikwe, the line is still open at least before Katolosi Star Radio UK. Moki, I will be France, Mokarewa, Moki, Mommy me, Tony, Akiluyi, Mofema Masaka, and Uruko, Toba Dabe, Kiyamaloma. Okay, Shekbe do to pada na be mi mo. So, mo work on, mo fi ṣe so many things. I'm preparing for the Star Radio. There are other mistakenly. Prince náà fi pè, Prince mi dáadáa, Prince mo rí pé fi pè, ẹ jẹ́ kí mi náà. Àwọn tí òkè lọ, àwọn tí gbowó ṣàlélẹ́yìí, Prince ò kì í ṣe pet name. Bí yàn bá jẹ́ Prince or Princess, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ torí Ọlọ́run, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa fi ọ̀wọ̀ fún wọn. Torí pé tó lè pè wọ́n ní Prince, ìran ọmọ aládé ni wọ́n. Ẹgbọ́n sókè Prince, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Báwo làdúgbò yín ní ọ̀dọ̀ yín lọ́hùn? Ṣé wẹ́dà yẹn ṣó ṣe ń ṣáyányánná àbó tí ń tutù díẹ̀díẹ̀?
Ó wà ọbẹ̀ gidi gan-an wo kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹlẹ́gbọ̀n Ọlọ́run.
Ẹ káàbọ̀, àmín.
Tó bá pe èèyàn kan igbe ènìyàn ló máa lé lóhùn sí dáadáa ẹlẹ́gbọ̀n Ọlọ́run.
Àmín Jésù Kristi.
Sórí òtítọ́ ènìyàn ló máa ń jìyà. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn wà tó wà náà ẹsẹ̀ ẹ̀lẹ́tẹ̀ Sunday Igboho. Ìwé ẹ̀ náà ara wọn ni. Ìdílé ìjẹ́sọ́ òde ló rẹ̀ jẹ́ ẹni à kò possible. Ṣé òde bí òde ara ń bẹ̀ torí òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń sọ ni. Likewise myself. Lọ́rọ̀ lọ NSAT, èmi náà ti parí tèmi náà fún Nàìjíríà gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì láti ran Harris police kò wá arrest wọn lé mi. Fún kí ni? Just because you are sending them the truth. Èèyàn máa pa àwọn ìyá mi mọ́. Ìṣe tí náà dẹ̀ lórí ìsọdún ìbò náà bọ́ síta fún pé ìṣe ń pa àwọn èèyàn mi bára pàtí tó. Àbí láti gbà yẹn sẹ́wọ́n pa èèyàn bára pa mọ́ ṣé wọ́n nísinmi. Ìtàn àwọn tó ti wá pa sí wọ́n lè jí wọn mọ́. Dr. Aboyede for many years tí wọ́n fi serve in America ṣe tó kó yẹ tó jẹ́ rọ́ọ̀dì ẹ̀ǹdẹ̀ ni.
Germany tẹ̀ lọ ti wá bàbá wa Owólabí ló wá láti America bọ̀ ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
His father and his mother they are still alive.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, èmi rí bàbá yẹn sójú àti ìyá
yẹn. Tí wọ́n ti pa àwọn òbí yẹn sílẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, tí wọ́n ti pa sáyé ló yẹ sí pa àwọn òbí yẹn sáyé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So nígbà àwọn èèyàn wáyé pé wọ́n yẹ kán ti tẹ́lẹ̀ iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ táwọn èèyàn ń jẹ lẹ́bẹ̀ẹ́ wọn, wọ́n dẹ̀ ń pa wọ́n. Nígbà ẹ̀tọ́ tó wá bójú mu, àfi ní ká gba Yorùbá nation. kò dé túbọ̀ tá à ní ìgbà torí pé káwọ bí tí Nàìjíríà dé tó ń sìn.
Ó ti katapult ní Nàìjíríà
wà báyìí. ìgòbọ̀dá ni wọ́n ti jẹ́gẹ̀dàgẹ̀ báyìí. Láyé ẹjọ́ àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá òkìlẹ̀ wo kí ló ń pè ní wúkọ̀.
Ìyá mi Táíwò Kíkẹ́ ẹ̀ka àbọ̀ màmá mi wá jú mi àwọ̀ bí n pé.
Everybody ló máa kọrin sí ẹ wo kí ló jẹ́ nìyẹn di ọmọ lálùbáríkà. Ọmọ Mohbad yẹn ṣékú tẹ́ kó pa Mohbad yẹn. Káyọ̀ tó lọ́ọ̀fù tó ń jòyè ni.
Àwa ti dé
pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Inú ojúbọ̀ ẹ̀ ti ń kọ. Ó ti ń sọ síta pé òun wà òun living bondage. Ní ọ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìlú ọ̀bọ̀ òun. Ẹ̀sùn ọ̀tẹ́ tí gbẹ́rù ẹ̀. Instead of them to call him down and talk to him like a man to man, can that happen abroad? Impossible.
What system at it protect Mohbad. I mean, yeah, system man feel no need but system at it protected. Family then Abdullahi.
Because wọ́n kàn dáṣẹ́ àbáyé rúrú ọmọ yẹn ni.
Ọwọ́ afẹ́ yí gbogbo ẹ̀ mọ́ àwọn family lórí nígbà tí system ò ṣe dì ní.
So ní pé ilẹ̀ yìí ta wà yìí ìjọba Nàìjíríà ti pa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yẹn sí wọ́n ti pa á sọ̀rùn tọ́jú wọn ò tí pé.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Nàìjíríà máa dá náà ló máa náà ló bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ẹnu ẹ̀ náà làwọn láti jẹ́ ìgbó máa dá.
Ṣé ìjọba wa là ń sìn? Gbọ́dọ̀ dẹ̀ nílò ìbò ó develop sí ni kò wà backward sí. Why Nàìjíríà wà backward? Torí pé àwọn ìjọba wa ń jẹ owó pa ní ẹ̀wọ̀n ìtàn sọ́mọ́ senators. Èwe táwọn asàfẹ́ fún gbà kí ló dé àwọn ilé ìgbádùn aráàlú dẹ̀ ń jìyà. Education wise, authority, road wise, everything is zero. Kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o, kó lọ fún gbàdúrà gbàgbọ́ ata. Wọ́n á fi àsìkò tí olóyè Sunday Igboho ọmọ Adeyemo. Igboho Ṣàwó Babádámì wo wọ́n ní kúkan kì í gbẹ̀tà lójú ẹ̀ kúkan nípa ikú máa pa àwọn ọ̀tá ẹ̀ nílẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Elédùmarè. Nítorí pé wọ́n nítorí wèrè ìtalasẹ máa ní Tinubu ọmọ ní iṣẹ́ ìburú tí kan lè fọ́n pa. Gbogbo àwọn ọ̀tá tó bá wá fẹ́ lé fóònù parapọ̀ Ọlọ́run ikú apá wọn ní wèrèwèrè ni. Nítorí pé káwọn oyè ẹ̀mí ló ti wá ṣèfù nígbà tó ti bọ́ síta ìpè àti ẹ̀pà wọn ẹ̀mí tó. Because if not so ká ní pé àwọn èèyàn gidi bá wà lẹ́ Yorùbá ni káwọn bàbá náà dẹ̀ pé aṣẹ́sì ń bẹ lẹ́nu wọn. Ẹ wo ọdún tí màá fi wà ní ẹ́sà ẹ̀. Tó lẹ́bi tó lára tó lẹ́bi. Ìyá sẹ́tẹ̀ bó ṣe lè máa dùn kọ́mọ wà nùgbẹ̀kùn ó fẹ́ jẹun every minute second ìgbà máa ti kọ́mọ wà nùgbẹ̀kùn ni ó yẹ òkú kò wá free ìjọba Nàìjíríà ẹ wò mí ọlọ́ọ̀ba nìkan ló máa san ilé-ẹ̀sán sí yín o tẹ báyẹ̀ láyé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́ lọ́rùn ní mi ní sojú bẹ́ẹ̀ dọ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ìbánisàn a máa gbá ní àádẹ́sọ̀ bí èmi wà wá ta máa fàṣekú náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àpáwọ́ bọ̀ alálùbáríkà Professor Banji Akíntóyè ní agbára Ọlọ́run ní agbára Èdùmàrè gbogbo ẹranko tó wà ní gbófàyè gba kìnìún nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn orúmọlẹ̀ Oòduà wọn á tún wá fàyè gbà yín dáadáa jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ gbogbo ẹyẹ tí ń gbẹnu gbófàyè gba àṣà bàbá wa Banji Akíntóyè àti pípẹ́ máa nípasẹ̀ owó nípasẹ̀ ọmọ nípasẹ̀ àgùnbálẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ ni ìwọ yóò ti dáwọ́ lé báyìí á máa dùn ní lágbára Èdùmàrè àdúgbò lọ́wọ́ yín gidigidi gan-an.
Prince kẹ́ tó lọ Prince kẹ́ tó lọ a máa ti fẹ́ gbàgbé ọmọ yìí bá mi ṣe wàláì kò mà tí àtẹ̀dúpẹ́ pé justice ti wà fún sister wa Bọ́láńlé wọ́n ti ní kọ́ lọ hang the other man tó pa ọlọ́pàá tó yìnbọn fún ẹni tó lóyún oyún ìbejì ní December Christmas.
Lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ tó doyún. Ká ní pé wúmà yẹn ọ̀jẹ́ tó lórúkọ wúmà yẹn náà lórúkọ tó yẹ lọ́yà ni.
Nǹkan mi làwọn máa sọ nísìnyí ọmọ apamọ́lẹ̀ ni so ti bá mi ṣe nísìnyí I need the justice.
Olùmọ̀fí sọ wípé kí ló wà kan jọ́ọ̀gì Nàìjíríà tó nígbà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ adúpẹ́ Lagos State for that clinical support. Ṣé kí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti support their tó yẹ kán go according to the law and regulation of the country.
So ti bá mi ṣe nísìnyí a máa pariwo ti bá mi ṣe yẹn because ẹ ń pariwo justice for Mohbad ẹ ti pariwo justice fún bá mi ṣe.
Bá mi ṣe yẹn sìn ṣé kò yẹ kí judgment rẹ̀ ti jáde.
Tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Àwọn family kan pariwo ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí wọ́n sọ̀tún sí wọ́n lọ́sì. Ẹ̀rọ ti pẹ́ iná bímọ ìjọba Nàìjíríà. Ẹ̀rọ ti pẹ́ ẹbí ọmọ. Iná dẹ̀ lẹ́bí. Ìlara àwọn kan wà tó ti olóṣèlú sẹ́yìn. Ṣé pé àwọn ohun olùdádókòwò àmàlágbẹ́lẹ́ làwọn ní àwùjọ. because àwọn àpáwọn òṣèré kan dáadáa ní àárín àwùjọ fún wa so àmọ́ gan lè sọ pé àwọn alágbájá làwọn ẹ̀rọ ti pé iná máa kújọ kan
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
ẹ̀rọ ti pé àdá ìlọ́rọ̀ ó fẹ́ bá akọ́ni ní àwọn olówó ọ̀sẹ̀ fún ọmọ tẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti tọ́ ológbò àtàlẹ́ tẹ́ẹ̀tọ́ gbogbo ọmọ yín tẹ̀sí kókà sí gbọ́bọ̀dẹ́jọ́ wájú tí gbọ́bà ti lọ tó fẹ́ máa tó àgbẹ̀yìn wọn ọlọ́àdọ́ ọlọ́ọ̀nìkan yóò dáṣẹ̀ yín yín o wo Koiki ọ̀dọ́ àdayọ̀ ilé ayé alójú ọ̀dà aráàlú tọmọtọmọ ẹ̀rẹ̀ tó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yẹ ẹ̀ lálùbárí kánà tó pé ó fàṣìkò àtàìmù fún ẹ torí pé behind any successful man there must be a very good man ni ó fẹ́ àsìkò dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìyàwó ẹ ọlọ́àdúró tì tọmọtọmọ ẹ nífẹ̀ẹ́ àìsàn àtàìsàn jọ ọmọ tó bá ti jọ kan ẹfẹ jọ ọmọ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ Elédùmarè ó ṣe gan
thank you so much Prince ẹ ṣé gan ni Prince ní ẹ láti Ireland ẹ jẹ́ n pé ẹ̀gbọ́n mi gbẹ̀dú padà we're just still 20 minutes láti wọ star radio ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè gbẹ̀dú.
mo kí gbogbo lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ohun tó ìpadà lẹ́ẹ̀kan torí ńgbà tí o sọ̀rọ̀ Tani Ọlọ́run
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
tí wọ́n gbàgbé tí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá gbàgbé sí ibi tó wà
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
tí àwọn kan tẹ́ pé oyè èèyàn ni wọ́n ní oyè ẹranko ni wọ́n ní ọrùpọ̀ wọn lọ́hùn ọrùpọ̀ wọn lọ́hùn tí wọ́n decide láti máa ṣe bí Ọlọ́run láàrin èèyàn ẹ má jẹ́ ká gbàgbé Tani Ọlọ́run torí pé Yorùbá bíi tiwa báyìí náà ni àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tẹ káwọn èèyàn gbé wọn gbé àwọn tí ò jẹ́ kankan tí wọ́n ní agbára ni wọ́n ń sáré kiri lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Tani Ọlọ́run.
ẹ̀bẹ̀rì yẹ bó ṣe
èmi ìfẹ́ mẹ́jẹ̀ tó ṣẹ́ o.
ẹ̀bẹ̀rì yẹ bó ṣe ń dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún ọtọ́ ọ̀dẹ̀.
kò yẹ yín èmi ìfẹ́ mẹ́jẹ̀ tó ṣẹ́ èdè fẹ́ mẹ́ni tó bú torí tábà níbi ká máa wẹ ẹni tí kọ̀ọ̀kan ló wá ti bú nílé ayé yìí wọ́n á ti sọ kọ́kọ́rọ̀ prison nù. sòtẹ́ẹ̀lì kan bá dẹ̀ ni wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan tí ò dáa sí ohun tí gbogbo ayé bẹ̀ tí ò gbọ́ tó yẹ pé òun kò de onítọ̀hún mọ́lẹ̀ ni ó ti tó àsìkò láti gbogbo àkàdìdè kan sọ̀rọ̀ o. wọ́n ní ní àtẹ̀ tí ò gbọ́ wọ́n ní ó ní bó ṣe máa rí wọ́n sì bẹ̀ wọ́n lè fẹ́ gbọ́ nìyẹn lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Tani Ọlọ́run. so ẹ jẹ́ ká wá nǹkan ṣe àti gbégbèsè o Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ fún wa ṣe àwọn ò ní nǹkan tó ṣe right o nǹkan tó ṣe wrong but ẹ dáríjì bọ́lá ṣe ń dáríjì gbogbo wa can you imagine kọ́ kí gbogbo àwọn tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation kọ́ kí wà mọ́lẹ̀ ṣé wọ́n sọ kọ́kọ́rọ́ nù ní àbá máa ju kọ́kọ́rọ́ yẹn lọ àwọn tá a ti bú kò sẹ́ńtà àti ìbù tán kò sẹ́ńtà sọ̀rọ̀ sí tán kẹ́nìkan wá dìde lọ lásìkò ní ẹ àti sọ̀rọ̀ sí òun máa gbé wa kó wá sọ kọ́kọ́rọ́ ọbẹ̀ nù kò make sense o.
ìlú tó lófin náà ni tó bá pè ìlú tó lófin ni whatever tó o bá tẹ̀ ṣe gbèsè ìlú tó lófin ni ṣèbí dèzé ni la gbé lọ sí kóòtù yẹn àìtí ìtọ́ pé o lè délẹ̀ ni allegation ṣì ni ó dẹ̀ máa wá prove rẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ ti gba bẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ dèzé ni nìyẹn so kí ló wá lè dé tí Tani Ọlọ́run yẹn ṣe fẹ́ wá lè tó yẹn kí ló lè fi ṣẹlẹ̀ torí pé láìkí tó ń sọ tẹ́ẹ̀bà láìkí tó ń sọ yẹn mí ní anything now tẹ́ẹ̀bà láìkí tó ń sọ kò mí ní anything now.
ẹjọ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ̀ iye ẹ̀yin amòye ẹ̀yin lọ́ọ̀yà gidi àsìkò ti tó láti dìde ẹ má jẹ́ kó jẹ́ bí nígbà bíi tí Mohbad nígbà tí nǹkan burúkú bá ṣẹlẹ̀ tán gbogbo ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ máa fowó rà káyìn má ti nìyàn kú tán ẹ̀wọ́n bẹ̀ ti sẹ́ẹ̀dì owó sí wọn.
mo rí irú ẹ̀rí.
èèyàn kú tán ẹ̀rẹ̀ sí láìkí péjì ẹ̀jọ́ tí wọ́n lọ́wọ́.
ìgbà ò lè mí pariwo pé a ní ìdòwò ní sí.
tí mo àlàyé ti bá kú mọ́nà láìkí péjì ló máa kú ní o kì í ṣe pé.
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
sọpọ́ọ̀tì nígbà mu àlàyé tó mú
wá dákẹ́ ẹ̀ máa ń ẹ̀dá owó fámìlì ẹ̀dá owó fámìlì ẹ̀dá owó fún fámìlì irú owó lẹ́ fi máa dá fún. bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìyá mi Wúrà Adébíyì wọ́n ní kí ni Ṣèyí Mákindé ṣe ó yẹ kí Ṣèyí Mákindé náà intervene now ẹ tẹ̀ fi wéètì yẹn sí díẹ̀ pé ókè ẹ jẹ́ kí
olóṣèlú ní gbogbo wọn.
kí ló dé.
olóṣèlú ní gbogbo wọn wọ́n dẹ̀
mo kí Prophet Abraham Adénágàn.
mo jẹ̀ máa ń sọ kíní kan Koiki mo jẹ̀ máa ń sọ kíní kan
ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà
ìjọ kan Ọlọ́run níjọ́ kan mú kọ́rí wa Ọlọ́run níjà bọ́ sí wọn lọ́wọ́ káwá ìjọ kan kọ́ wa mú wa kalẹ̀ káwá ní òkè kí ló ṣe kí ni mo sọ àwọn ní òkè mo fẹ́ gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ àwọn á tiẹ̀ sí ní yàrá kan àwọn àlọ́gbé gbogbo fídíò tàbí ṣe láti ọpọlọ wa àwọn ní kò máa wò ní
wàhálà nìyẹn.
ṣé wọn pọ́dún kan sí wo fídíò yẹn.
ọdún kan kẹ ọdún mẹ́ta inú ẹ ṣe wà lórí ìjókòó.
kan ní ìjọ tó bá tó wo fídíò yẹn tó lọ sí bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ kéèsì. Can you imagine?
It's just unfortunate. Unfortunate. Ọlọ́run akọ àmọ́ ṣe.
ẹjọ tó bá ní tó bá fẹ́ ṣe rọrùn
my brother.
tó ní kọ̀ọ̀kan àná àwọn kan láti gbé dìde but we need help of every people. ọmọ Yorùbá ni ó lè má ṣe Yorùbá nation but ọmọ Yorùbá ni we need to support him. àsìkò tó yẹ ká jáde ká sọ̀rọ̀ nílé ẹjọ ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni mo gbọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan tó fi sọ̀rọ̀ pé ibi tí ń kéde fún èmi ò dẹ̀ bẹ̀ wọ́n tó ti mọ́lé òye yín àwọn olórí ibú George kan wà nídìí kéèsì àtàwọn ọlọ́pàá òun lèmi ní pọ́blẹ́mù pẹ̀lú àwọn tó gbé lọ síbẹ̀ mi ní pẹ́lú ẹ̀ wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé ní Ìlọrin pé kò sí ẹnu tó lè níbẹ̀ ọmọ adá gbogbo ẹ̀rú ni inú Nàìjíríà kan náà tájọ wà yìí o kọ́lọ́ ń ṣàánú wa o.
àmì ṣẹ́gun ẹ̀gbọ́n mi thank you so much.
ìyẹn ni mo ní kí n dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ tàdé lọ́hùn ẹ jẹ́ ká dá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ gbogbo wa ẹ̀jọ́ ẹ jẹ́ dá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ má yẹ ká dákẹ́. ẹ̀yin lọ́yà ńlá láti bá tẹ̀ ní lọ́yà kan jọ́
ìyá mi Àbíbá ó tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta ṣàlàfíà.
tó lóun fẹ́ máa fi ṣe George yìí àròjù ti bàbá àròjù ti George yẹn.
Mr. Clement, how you doing?
sọ kò jẹ́ fi ń lẹ̀.
ẹ ṣé gan ni, thank you so much. ẹ̀gbọ́n mi gbẹ̀dùn nìyẹn. Clement, how you doing? Thank you so much. You stood by CSI to the last man standing. Thank you so much for your love and support. Ìyá mi Àbíbá ó mà tọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta àbí mi mo gbúrò yín ni. My beautiful sister, gbogbo ẹ̀yin fine sisters wa ẹ kọ wá káàkiri. Anike àwọn ti Cairo Central Office ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Ìyá Jagun and the rest of you, and those of you that are still, in support of your politicians, like we say all the time, we cannot force you to accept what we are doing. Valojo, my brother, báwo ni ṣe? Mo ti pa àṣẹ mo ní nọ́mbà comrade yẹn àwọn AAC, àwọn ti Sowore, Revolution Now. I didn't realize that I have it in my other number. So I will be communicating more with him. We're going back again to the Izani case on October 30. Sodo Crown Court. We are celebrating, we are jubilating. Go on, no oku, onokulano. Ode no okumo. Samonekpa ni. This is the Gowan that died, not the evil one. I am now happy he will not die and he goes nowhere. We banned him from entering Biafra land and he didn't enter. And Biafra is strong. One about one that Gowan wanted to go to. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, we have not apologized to the genocide that took place in Biafra. I mean, we need to apologize as a country, even if we don't want them to go. But plead and apologize for the crime against humanity. The same Gowan who have a crusade law. He wants to take crusade to Southeast. I think sometime last year. Idowu Eniafe, thank you so much. Comrade Plan B on the MixLR and Akin Games. Baoni Badon. Oloyo ti wasi Badon. She says suru there. Let him spend time with the family. I think that is well needed. Mr. Denny Mutak say happy birthday to Chief. So I'm reading all your messages as you're sending the greetings. Emma Agbagbe Femi no lowo fumi lowo ile sele emba mi jani. Orúkọ Emma lágbára o. Poo lover. Thank you so much for joining us on TikTok. Kezo Bobby, thank you so much. Yami Gbemisolani, well done, Bami Akuri Reo. The last man standing. Thank you so much. That is our coffee. YouTube. All my videos. We just put video there live, but we don't make money on it in the last 6 months. Yes, so he who fight and run away may live long to fight another day. But he who is battle slain can never rise to fight again. Congratulations, Igboho. Some people were saying that why Igboho run away? And I think it's the Igbo people that say that all the time. They just get a little bit angry about the Yoruba nation movement. They think that we are compromised and all that. I don't understand, especially the obedience. Don't pain. Abibeko. We told you that distraction was Peter Obi. Where's Peter Obi now? Peter Obi cannot do anything. He has accepted his fate. He goes to Supreme Court. Okay, what's going to come out of Supreme Court? You think they will take Tinubu out? For where? No be Nigeria. Okay, now don't shout. Hey, certificate for job, blah, blah, blah. They don't battle land. David Odoye don't battle Tinubu left and right. Bag, boss. Then what happened? It's just social media. Power. The man will get power. He will be doing everything as well to remain in that position. And we don't have institution. Buhari himself, we don't see what Buhari do. So that's why we are saying that the distraction that the obedient are thinking that, okay, follow Sowore now. Let all the obedient people, the way that they push Peter Obi, let them put the same effort for Sowore. They are not going to do that because they know say Sowore na the real don, na the don gong. More. Put that effort, the obedient, put it for Sowore. Because if you were able to push Peter Obi like that, and Peter Obi is part of the same crime, in Nigeria. It's the same caucus. Peter Obi's name was mentioned in Pandora. He moved money. The person will get, okay, only Bubu there won't because it's different. The obedient people, they are so pained. You go on Twitter, you will see them there. And like I said, it's all down on social media. I mean, yes, you have the loudest noise, but and then so what? Give that noise to Sowore, and let's see what can happen. Don't give up. Give Peter Obi. Peter Obi weigh himself. Peter Obi has a business in Abuja. The last thing where Peter Obi wants is for Nigeria to go into anarchy stage. He will lose money. He move his money. He go to hide them inside, tax heaven. I mean, imagine they'll be telling Sowore to go and start as a councillor or as a senator. Put all that effort. If not, then let's come on the round table. Look, I still have it here. This is the report of 2014 confab. So if you don't want Yoruba nation, you don't want the Igbo to go, but we're going to marginalize ourselves. It's called nepotism. There's nothing we can do to that. Buhari did more than that. Hide from this channel. I want you dating it. I love this shirt of Igboho. I like it. If you don't know what reaction. So I want Moluabi apparel. So very soon they'll be producing more of these. Okay, Baba Mikile Sonny Biba. Congratulations, sir. I will reach out to you not later than early next year. All right. Efun alowo mo ti fi account details síta o. A lè máa sọ̀rọ̀ ẹnu ti gbẹ o. Okay, àwọn kan dẹ̀ ti send request wa ṣá láti orí, but TikTok yẹn quick ni o. Okay, ẹja gbé ìyàwó àárín Ọláwọlé náà because I have to be on the Star Radio at 11 o'clock. So ẹ kàn máa bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ briefly, màá dẹ̀ yọ̀yìn kò ń ṣe pa máa jókòó. Yeah, Dennis, ẹ̀ náà ẹ wọlé. So just 2 minutes. We love the Arewa people. Igboho is Mukiya to be Milomo Ekaboma. Igboho loves, humanity, just like Amdekano, just like Sowore. We all, I mean, Entobade Wala Ilo Mashe movement. So Egbo's okay, Mr. Dennis. After that, I'm going to remove you because I have to go on the Star Radio and I don't want interference. Ekaro, go ahead straight.
Ekaro, sir.
Ekabo, sir. Ekabo, sir.
Ẹni tó ń pe adé ògún láti wá padà pé adégún.
Adúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run.
Gba ẹdúpẹ́ ọ̀dẹ̀ bá fámìlì yìí dúpẹ́.
Adúpẹ́ fọ́lọ́run.
Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nation pápátá. Ilé tó support àti tó support. Mọ̀ pé òkúta tó wà ní tó gbé dí aago sórí ìgòtẹ́ ìgbésẹ̀ yìí. Mọ̀ pé àkókò yẹn ti tó sì wọ́n ti gbé òkúta yẹn kúrò. So Ọlọ́run ti ṣe ní ìrọ̀rùn. Ilé tó kù ni pé ká focus àdẹ̀bí on YSDM náà because a lè sọ pé group by group YSDM náà ló máa give order. Àkókò yìí sì a need to produce a lot of LB, sticker, poster,
T-shirt, everything we need to produce. Everything.
Come on, káàkiri tá àti ẹ̀tí ṣe rally tí nǹkan bá tẹ̀ create awareness jáde first round. So tí rally bá máa jáde àwọn èèyàn á lè follow. So abẹ̀ wọ́n jáde tó yẹ pé wọ́n ní problem wọn ni kí wọ́n jáde kí wọ́n ṣe fundraising. everybody support in town retí ìsìn ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ya dúpẹ́ ṣìfù ti jáde láyà àtàláfíà àwọn ọ̀tá wa tó ń yí mú sí wa lẹ́yìn nísìnyí ẹnu wọn ti wọ wò wọn ò lè sọ kankan mọ́ so wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe máa wọ wò lọ nìyẹn for life títí tá a máa fi gba orílẹ̀-èdè wa.
àtẹ̀ní látẹ̀tí bú àwọn táwa ká fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ káwa máa báṣẹ́ lọ ni that's all. So ẹni tó bá fẹ́ support kó support so àtẹ̀ní láti bú anybody blame anybody we just remain focused so you know everybody ti rí nǹkan tó lọ Nàìjíríà now pounds ti di 1,250 naira lẹ́nìí dollar ti di 1,000 plus I mean you know wọ́n ní láti sọ fún ẹni kankan mọ́ pé the country is really going into a real serious problem real serious one.
ká kúrò ní Nàìjíríà ní December ẹ̀ wà láwọn èèyàn ní mọ̀rírì tí Yorùbá ní ṣàwọn jẹ́ so láti bí táìmù tí ń ṣètò wọn ti fèsì tribunal tó mọ bó ṣe rí wọn rò pé tá a bá pariwo Yorùbá wọn ṣàṣẹ tí wọ́n ń sìn kò sẹ́ni tá a sọ wọn pé wọ́n gbé bánà tó ò ní gbé nǹkan sọ pé the end has come so Nàìjíríà ti dó ẹ̀sìn tó lè dá dúró so ilé tó kù wọn kó káyẹyẹ ní Nàìjíríà wà ń sìn kò sí kankan gidi tó lè jáde ń bẹ̀ mọ́. Bàbá Oracle himself akin bàbá wa ò ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ àdúró tì í orílẹ̀-èdè náà nígbà lẹ́yìn inú ẹ̀ ló máa bá wa ṣe gbogbo ìdílé àwọn ọmọ yín náà dẹ̀ ní sọnù títà dẹ̀ máa ẹnikẹ́ni onísọnù lára wa mọ́ tó dẹ̀ wọ́n bá tẹ́wọ́ sí afẹ́fẹ́ rere o.
Inshallah ẹ ṣé gan ni Mr. Dennis thank you so much mo tẹ̀ mọ́ bí tí 1,000 naira mi ta máa fi ń ṣe program ta máa ń lò wá so. Okay, I think Ademola 87 of Wole Asheni 7 minutes. Láti fi join studio. I mean, the naira is completely dead. Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè ní kíákíá bá a sọ̀rọ̀. I'm going.
Hello.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n sókè any just 2 minutes. Come on, also radio listen. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sir.
Yes, ẹ kú ojúmọ́.
Ojúmọ́ ni.
Adúpẹ́ fún.
Àwọn ẹlẹ́ka máa produce kìíní yà á ní crude oil bá a produce. I'm going sir.
Fún orí ẹ̀ tó ṣe fún wa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir.
Lórí bàbá wa Òòṣà bàbá. Owó bàbá dání Igboho sà
ọkọ̀rọ̀pọ̀ my beautiful auntie
tó bá yọ ọwọ́ pẹ̀lú rọrùn àdúpẹ́ f'Olúwa
alhamdulillah
gbogbo tó bá dẹ́kun náà pẹ̀lú òògùn Ọlọ́run kọ́lọ́run kó mú èrè lérí
inshallah
pẹ̀lú rọrùn pẹ̀lú àlàáfíà rẹ̀ ibi tí ó bá pàdé kò tí ì tán síbẹ̀
kó má takú síbẹ̀
pẹ̀lú ìrànlọ́wọ́ rẹ̀
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
gbogbo ọ̀nà tí ọlọ́ọ̀bá gbégbá yóò jà sí rọrùn fún wa
àmín
bẹ́ẹ̀ni yóò jà sí
kó má
rọrùn
takú síbẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ni
gbogbo àánú ó dìde ní gbogbo ọ̀nà
pẹ̀lú
gbogbo àwọn tí ò bá lọ́wọ́ sí tẹ́lẹ̀ náà wọ́n ó padà lọ́wọ́ sí
àmín
ìrọ̀rùn ló máa jẹ́ pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run.
Look at my money hiding ẹ ṣé gan ni thank you so much ẹ ṣé gan ni
mo kí àwọn bàbá
ẹ ṣé gan ni
Ọlọ́run mú ṣàìbá kí gbogbo
inshallah
àwọn akíkanjú mo kí wọn púpọ̀
inshallah
kó bá kún wọn ní
ẹ ṣé
gbogbo
gan
ọ̀nà.
ni mo kí gbogbo yín náà ẹ ṣé gan ni bàbá mi thank you so much so mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ń ṣe iṣẹ́ nílé whatever job you're doing like I always say avoid crime o lè lọ opportunity tó máa fi travel o lè má travel avoid crime bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn ọmọlúàbí apparel àwọn ni wọ́n ń ṣètò outfit tí a wọ̀ yìí mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní Saudi Arabia there's a lot of work that a lot of people are doing to promote the image of Yoruba mo dẹ̀ ti ní tẹ́ bá sponsor mi dáadáa tẹ́ bá ti ní Koiki àbẹ́ kó máa wọṣọ kankan mọ́ ìwọ ni brand Yoruba ìwọ ni brand ambassador Yoruba Nation ẹ̀kọ́ láti make sure pé mo ní enough ìyá mi Ìyábọ̀ Olúbùnmi mo kí Kentos lẹ́ǹkan sí àbẹ̀bí mo kí mọ́mí wa grandma a máa pàdé láago 6 ìyá wa Grace bàbá mi Stephen Olúṣòótọ́ mo kí my beautiful aunty Ọlájùmọ̀kẹ́ mọ́mí mi Comfort Ológunjà ẹni tàbá rántí orúkọ yín ẹ mọ̀ pọ̀ ọmọ ẹni mo jẹ́ ìyẹn gbogbo ẹ̀yin alájà rówólò alájà bá mo kí gbogbo àwọn Muslim Association of Nigeria gbogbo ẹni mo kí gbogbo Christian Association of Nigeria tó ń bẹ ní UK mo kí yín because they are Yorubas ẹ̀yin alásàlátù ní gbogbo mò ń bọ̀ lọ́dọ̀ yín o ẹ̀yin alásàlátù a máa gbé Yorùbá Nation wá bá yín o ẹ jẹ́ fún yín ní hint díẹ̀ tí ẹ kí gbogbo yín mọ̀ pé ijó tí Ìgbòho ń jó yìí ijó tó ń jó yìí àwọn ọjọ́ tó ń jó yìí àwọn ọjọ́ yìí nǹkan kan mo kàn máa kàn yín fún yín díẹ̀ ni o kí ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní 6 p.m. lẹ́nìí 6 p.m. today kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ní 6 p.m. àwọn ọjọ́ tí Igboho ń jó yìí ẹ rántí àwọn ọjọ́ yẹn mọ̀ ẹ tó máa ta o but I don't think it will be too expensive ó máa wà online and you can order online and they can deliver it to anywhere in the world so they're working on it they're called the Yoruba Apparel ọmọlúàbí so gbogbo tó máa project ìbá àwọn kan ló ń taṣọ Nike àwọn ọmọ wa ìlú ìkẹrì tó bá ti ra aṣọ Nike yẹn á máa dàbí pé nǹkan mi wà ń bẹ ni ibi tẹ́ ẹ kẹ́yìn ọmọ Yorùbá kẹ́ ti máa wò ó pé mo kàn fẹ́ fún yín ní int díẹ̀ ni ẹ rántí àwọn ọjọ́ yìí ó yá.
wọ́n ní pé ènìyàn ṣe bí Ọlọ́run ọba wọ́n ní kò lè pọ̀ sí ipò.
àwọn wẹ́rẹ́.
bàbá bá mi ṣe. wọ́n ní bí ó ti àwọn wípé kò lè pọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ ṣì wẹ́rẹ́ o. bàbá bá mi ṣe. wọ́n ní kò sáyé ló kọ́ ayé. ọ̀pọ̀ lẹ́yìn
ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá ní clue pé Igboho tó ń jó yìí ijó yìí kí ló mean ó tún mẹ́lẹ̀ wá ó yá Igboho. mo ní gbogbo nǹkan kọ́ la máa sọ síta result lẹ́ máa rí lágbára Elédùmarè ó lè dá ní ata Ọlọ́run ló ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀dá kò lè dá sí ọ. mo kí mọ́mí wa Janet mo kí ẹ̀yin tí Amẹ́ríkà oore ó wá mo ní bá mi agbádá ni kẹ wọ agbádá kíjọ yẹn lóye mo mọ̀ pé ẹ máa ń kọ mọ́lẹ̀ àwọn kan tẹ̀ ń bínú pẹ̀lú brọ́dà wa tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ẹ fi sílẹ̀ lára àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa nìyẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí ya Koikimedia mo kí àwọn ọmọ Koikimedia wọ́n kú sùúrù bàbá wọn mo ti dá wàhálà lẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ Igboho mo ní bá mi ijó yẹn jẹ́ kó mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ rí ijó ó yẹ gbàngbàngbàngbàngbàngbàngbà. My sister ìjọ tí mo lọ sí rally sister mi aunty mi ó mà beautiful tó bá yẹ pé èmi àti wọn jọ wà ní age mate ni tí mo rẹ̀ tí màá rì ọba wa bá mi I am tẹ̀mítẹ̀ ọlọ́run ṣe rí Yorùbá ọlọ́run dá wa dáadáa ṣẹ́rẹ́ yìí tẹ̀ ń wò bí ṣùkúrù bí kúrúṣúkúrúṣú nílé tẹ bá rí ìgbádùn 6 months àárẹ̀ á máa dán yòbòyòbò bíi ti Koiki ni ìyà ló ń jẹ́ ká máa look like ẹni tó sick ní Nàìjíríà ìyà ni but if there is àwọn èèyàn wà ní Dubai oòrùn tó wà ní Dubai yéé Abdullahi ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ní UAE oòrùn yẹn ní agbára but ẹ máa rí ara wọn tó máa dán ìyà ni gbogbo tí mò ń dán tí mò ń jẹ ẹjẹ ń lọ Nàìjíríà kí n má rí owó kí n kọ̀rọ̀ máa manage kí n máa mu gàrí lọ́sàn ìyà ni orin bí àwọn Irish ló ń dún yẹn in tó ń jẹ́ ká máa dán òkè mo lọ ṣe blood test mo pe doctor lánàá kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ rí result blood test mi wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki dán everything is fine you're good wọ́n ní mo tún fẹ́ lọ àwọn mo ti donate ẹ̀jẹ̀ every 12 weeks ni fọ́bìnrin ọkùnrin every 8 weeks mo tún lọ donate again ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí mo donate yẹn ó tún máa rí engine ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi ìyà ló ń jẹ́ kẹ́ máa wò bẹ́ni tó sick ẹ̀rọ oúnjẹ gidi jẹ́ ẹ̀jẹ̀ tó ń wù yín lọ́kàn kí ni mo mu nísìn látẹ̀ nǹkan mo ì tí jẹun àárọ̀ apple juice mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin doctors ẹ̀yin nurses ìyà ni ọmọ àlèdè níyà tẹ́bí bá ń pẹ́ báyìí tí neighbor ẹ̀ bá ń dáná o lè lọ jí oúnjẹ níbẹ̀ poverty ni but tẹ́ bá yẹ pé Nàìjíríà ń ṣiṣẹ́ tá à ń róúnjẹ jẹ lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́ta tẹ́mi tẹ́yìn náà ń dán ẹ má káàbọ̀ bàbá get out from the social media ọ̀rọ̀ oúnjẹ ló fi máa fi dẹ́rù bà wá èèyàn mélòó ló lè di ẹyin mẹ́ta. Thank you so much those of you so a máa wọ Star Radio nísìnyí 11 ti lò tó bá yẹ pé follow wa dáadáa a máa fún yín láwọn clue kéékèèké kan bọ́ a ní sọdélẹ̀ clue yìí ló yẹ kẹ́ ti mọ̀ pé ijó tí Igboho ń jó yìí ijó tó ń jó yìí Koiki sọ̀rọ̀ fún wa lẹ́yìn èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí agbẹnusọ ẹ̀ ẹni sùúrù mo wà lórí láìfò ìyá mi ṣé kò urgent ẹjẹ ń dìde ẹni ẹ jẹ́ kúrò ní bíbá ẹ jẹ́ complain kankan fún Star Radio náà nísìn ẹ jẹ́ kọ́ra ju kankan sí kí yẹn máa ọ̀yà mọ̀ bọ̀ ọ̀yà máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ.
gbogbo ẹ̀dá kan lè máa tiraka ọlọ́run ló ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀dá kan lè máa tiraka. ọlọ́run ló ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀dá kan lè máa tiraka ọlọ́run ló ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀dá kan lè máa tiraka. ibi tẹ́lẹ̀ kan ṣe dé o ibi tẹ́lẹ̀ kan ṣe dé o ààbọ̀ yìí ibi tẹ́lẹ̀ kan ṣe dé tó lè kì í sí omi o. Mo jáwọ́ pé mo ní bùkátà tèmi. Tí bàbá lòkè máa parí iṣẹ́ ìyára o. Ìtẹ́ni ṣèlè o. Àlóye mi. Ìtẹ́ni ṣèlè tó lòdì sí mi o. Ó ní mo jáwọ́ pé mo ní bùkátà tèmi. Tí bàbá lòkè máa parí iṣẹ́ ìyára o. Sáyé ìrìnlẹ̀ mọ̀ra tí kò ní ìbò ti dé.
Ó ṣàfún rẹ̀ all right no problem all right ó ṣàfún rẹ̀ ìmọ́lẹ̀ all right màmá retí ẹ̀ ẹ má bínú èèyàn mi ẹ mọ̀ pé ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá mí báyìí o olóyè náà ló pè ẹ̀dá sọ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ kàn ní láti mọ̀ nìyẹn all right ẹ jẹ́ àwọn Star Radio lọ kí n lọ bá Chi sọ̀rọ̀ so thank you so much once again mo ní láti release eléyìí ṣé kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní background yeah ó ṣàfún rẹ̀ ẹkùn so let's join the Star Radio and let's go together mo kí gbọ́n Koikimedia team I fún yín ní clue now aju video síta Nigeria is too dirty that's why you look at bẹ́ẹ̀ni atẹ́gùn tó ń fẹ́ gan Nàìjíríà gan oríṣiríṣi àwọn mọ́tò kan tó wà ní Ìbàdàn lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ibi táwọn ọmọ mi wà àwọn micra tó ẹ̀kọ́ ti crush ẹjá wọnú Star Radio lọ àti ìdúró dé mi.
Olayomi Koiki, we didn't have him yesterday because he was monitoring events so that he could bring all that our way. But this morning, by the grace of God, he's doing very, very well. And he's here once again. And let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, a very beautiful morning to you, Mr. Archie. Good morning, Frank, and good morning to all our co-presenters around the world. And most importantly, our beautiful listeners that have joined us Monday to Friday. And I can tell you, it is a complete pact on the Sisters broadcast because they know Archie brings the good news all the time with myself.
Yes, that's what we do. That is our mandate. We want to serve you breakfast and lunch and everything that you need to know. So wherever you are, don't tag the dollar at all. How are you? How are you? How are you?
Well, it's been a very busy one, but I'm doing very well. That's the most important thing. And the family is great as well. We're grateful. And as well, we're grateful to the Creator. I know there's a lot happening around the world, but the question is, when we are still alive, we can change, a lot of things. We can be very positive. We can bring positivity to the people that are out there, especially many people around the world are going through so much, from depression, to suicide, to so many things. But one thing is, when you're with us on the Star Radio UK, we can brighten the day, in as much as the day sometimes can be very difficult.
Of course. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing this morning. Before we come to the picture behind you, that is about Bamishe and the other mobile murder and stuff like that. We'll be coming to that. But today happens to be, is it today that is Chief Sunday Igboho's birthday?
Well, you got it right. You know, the 10th of October is a unique day, just as is also a unique day when you look at the Independence Day, which was just about 9 days ago. So yes, you're quite right. Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho birthday today, and as we say, birthday in a very, very fantastic way to deliver to so many people. I mean, that could have been the best gift, but we're going to come back to that in just about a few minutes. But let me come back again to you in the studio, but you're quite right. Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho's birthday is today's date.
Okay, listeners, Mr. Olami Koiki in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we are bringing you updates from Nigeria. So let's go straight to Bamishe's issue. Now, we have the CDHR that is taking Laha, and that's the Lagos State House of Assembly. What are they doing there? Is it a demonstration? What are they going to be doing there? And give us a
well, let's go back to these beautiful Nigerians that got caught up in what we called may Nigeria not happen to us. Oluwa Bamishe was a young Nigerian that was doing exactly what Nigeria expected him to do. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, the 10th of October 2023 at 8 minutes past 11, as we continue to update on the latest on the death of Oluwa Bamishe Anyanwola. The CDHR means the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights. They've now decided that it seems that Bamishe's death must be taken straight to the Lagos State House of Assembly. And what are they going to do? They need to tax over Bamishe's mother the death, and likewise the death of Mohbad. I remember that after the death of Bamishe, the young man, to the right, to the left-hand side, is the driver that was driving the bus that Bamishe traveled on. This is not a private vehicle. This is the Lagos State transportation known as the BRT. Bamishe was the only passenger. The light was turned off. She saw the death, but for whatever reason, she decided to continue, because the video clip she sent out said the bus is traveling. I am the only one inside, and it seems that something is just not right. Maybe she could have cried out a little bit, but the rest was the dead body of Bamishe was dumped, on the major highway. Open up. We can't go into too much of the details, but the Lagos House of Assembly is now being tasked over the brutal murder of Bamishe Anyanwola inside a BRT bus and the death of pop singer Ireoluwa Oladimeji Aloba, popularly known as Mohbad. This was a press release that was signed by the Lagos State Chairman of the CDHR, Comrade Kehinde Adeoye.
Wow. Listeners, Star Radio UK. Now, so they know the driver who was...
oh, yes, the driver was apprehended. The Lagos State tried to not take the responsibility of the driver. But again, this is a vehicle that belongs to the Lagos State. Even though we know that sometimes this could have been given to a private organization, the death, there was less sympathy. We got to be honest, after the death, eventually with much pressure, the new social media, the governor decided to intervene, just like it took the governor of Lagos State, to get the grasp of what took place after the death of Mohbad. I mean, the death of Mohbad shouldn't have occurred if this was a very, in a wayward. We know that incidents do go wrong, but imagine, for the benefit of our listeners, we've seen the death of our young sister that died in Croydon area after she was stabbed on the London transport. I mean, again, those kind of, messages will go around the world. This is on the London transport. How can the London transport be safeguarded? We have the CCTV in there, just as we'll have expected the same thing to happen on the BRT. But this is coming from Comrade Adeyemo Adesina, the State Publicity Secretary, Comrade Chika Mary. This was dated on the 6th of October 2023. The Noble Human Rights Organization, while commiserating with the family of Ireoluwa Oladimeji Aloba on the demise of their son, and also urging the investigating authority to unearth the circumstances surrounding the ultimate death of the pop singer, while the Lagos State House of Assembly was quick to lend its voice to the call of the cause of the death of Mohbad to be unraveled, while ignoring the call to unravel the circumstances surrounding the gruesome murder of a 22-year-old Miss Oluwabamiche Abigail Anyanwola inside a Lagos State government facility, the bus BRT, known as the Bus Rapid Transit, being operated by the Lagos Bus Services. They've actually kept mute over the brutal murder in Lagos State.
But has the police given any update to what is happening as to whether, at times they'll tell you that there's investigation that is going on?
We've been sending our reporter, to the court, and each time there's always again, lapses from the prosecutor, lapses from. It seems that they are trying to not bring this case to justice. We know that, Miss Bolanle, remember, she was killed by Happy Trigger police officer on the Christmas day. She was pregnant with twins. Judgment has actually served. That police officer will be hanged to death. But the question is, could it be because that incident of December 25th is got to do with the, elite that died? She's a lawyer. As against Bamiche, she's just a fashion designer. Who knows her? But we know her, and that is why Star Radio UK will continue to highlight and expect the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to look into why the court, each time the court appearance, it seems that there's delay for justice.
Wow. Listeners, as we are saying, let's continue to vamp up. Yes, this, because we have to stand for those who don't have any help, those who are ordinary people who don't have any support. Because if she was an elite or coming from a family of the elite or rich, very rich people, by this time they would have seen justice. But because she's coming from just an ordinary Nigerian who has not got any financial backing behind her, see where she's being from. But we will continue to make a lot of noise about this. Listen to Star Radio UK. Now we'll be ending the whole update on a higher note. So we'll not touch Dr. Sunday Igboho's what Benin and all that thing here. We'll bring that one at the final point of it. So listeners, just bear with that. Let's look at some of the other stories and then we'll go on from there. Nigeria will become net exporter of petroleum products in 2024. That's what the NNPC is saying. How are they going to be doing that? Even when it came to what do you call him? The new, the private-owned refinery that has been said. What's the name?
The Dangote refinery.
Dangote refinery. Now we were talking about the fact that they said if he had to import crude oil for his refinery to function, that means that we are selling everything. So for them to say that Nigeria is going to be a net exporter of crude of petroleum products, what are they talking about there?
Well, NNPC, even though it's now known as the NNPC, Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited. Last week, if you remember, we talked about, shady unravel of a pipeline given out to some individuals, Renault and the MRS, but it seems that again, the group managing director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company, Mele Kyra, project that Nigeria will become a net exporter of petroleum product by next year. Well, I can only say, we know that Nigerians have not even make use of the refineries. Maybe they're relying on the Dangote, but how do we get to where we will be exporter of petroleum product by next year? Maybe, like I said, the Dangote refinery is what they're looking at. He was actually speaking at the Pengassin Energy and Labor Summit 2023. I love a lot of this summit. It's part of networking, bringing the hopes. But I've witnessed so many of this summit, and they've not produced as much as well. The 2023 Abuja yesterday, Kyari said, as a resource-dependent country, Nigeria should not be exporting 100% of its crude oil as it does at the present. Today, we export 100% of our productions. No resources-dependent country does this. And that is why we must deliver on our mandate. I don't want to speak about it. When it is done, you will see it. Well, we hope we're going to see it when the first phase of the Port Harcourt refinery promised by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to come up on the stream. So I don't want to tell you we are going to revamp our refinery, because he knows definitely the refinery will not be revamped, but assurance have been given by the president that December come, in just 3 months, the Port Harcourt refinery will be up and running.
Well, the former president Obasanjo said that, well, that is just making loads of noise. So we hope that maybe with an NNPC saying that they have a way of doing that, because even Nigeria itself, you don't have enough fuel, and the prices of fuel is scarce, and we have a time where they have shortages. So if that is very being very optimistic, and let's see what happens. I mean, we wish the best for the country, but well, let's see. Ola Akiyemi, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you very much for joining us as well. And as many of you who are on the various platforms, the sister broadcast, we want to salute each and every one of you. Continue to share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones, and invite them to like our pages as well. Star Radio UK. Now moving on to the next story. Now, before the elections, we had the president now, then candidates, Tinubu speech at Chatham House. That some are saying that it contradicts Keyamo's attempt to defend certificates forgery case. I mean, yesterday we were talking about what the PDP presidential candidate article was saying. I mean, and the fact that some further information that's going to come in from the FBI pertaining to Tinubu's involvement in some shady drug deals or whatever that went on, as whether it is true or not, whatever. So we're talking about the fact that there is a tendency that the media could be gagged in a way, and it seems to be what is going on in Nigeria. But I was saying that, well, you can gag people, but you can't gag us here, because we are the place where there is freedom of information, and we tell you as it is. I mean, we will not be biased. If it's there, we will say it. If it's not, we won't say that it's there. So, Yomi, what has gone on? What speech? What did he say in that speech at the Chatham House, and how is it contradicting Keyamo's statement?
Well, remember that the president, as at the time, he was just, the candidate, or the candidate flew to London. I mean, many Nigerians still wonder why Chatham House has to be a place where we have to come and talk. But Tinubu spoke less. I mean, he actually gave as much of the question to his team to help him to resolve the answer to that. But according to the headline, Tinubu's speech at the Chatham House contradicts the senior advocate of Nigeria, the aviation minister, Festus Keyamo's attempt to defend the certificate forgery case. In an attempt to defend President Bola Tinubu's Chicago State University certificate forgery, the Nigerian aviation minister, Festus Keyamo, says Mr. Tinubu obtained his certificate from a third-party vendor, literally contradicting Mr. Tinubu's earlier claim that he obtained his original replacement certificate from the US-based university. So I think that is where the contradiction is happening, because if Tinubu says, well, I mean, I got the certificate from the US-based university, maybe Festus Keyamo was not briefed before he went on air to say what he said. Probably what is that? But Mr. Keyamo tweeted on Sunday on the X space, argued that so long as the university openly said they do not issue replacement certificate, but that vendors do so on their behalf. We know some university does that. All these noise about the so-called forgery are useless until the particular vendor that issued the replacement certificate of President Bola Tinubu denies its authenticity. It is the duty of the accuser to fish out the said vendor and get evidence. It is not the other way around. He who alleges must prove.
Interesting. Now, as we know, I mean, for him to lie under oath is perjury. And it's, I mean, we were talking about it last week, they're looking at the consequences of it. That cool. But as we know, that's what the spokespeople are. I mean, they're spinning everything around. So I can tell you that, well, as a degree from Oxford University, we have not been to Oxford or Cambridge. And therefore, get some third parties on to issue something for me. Whether it is authentic, whether it's not, and the certificate, I mean, with the logo and everything there, if you are a third party, you are issuing something of the sort, it needs to be exactly what the written is, but it's like a copy of what the original should be, and that's what. But we don't know. We'll be watching very, very closely. But what have they proceeded to the Supreme Court, and what has been some of the proceedings from there, Yomi, if you know?
Well, we'll have to wait, for that judgment. We're expecting that judgment, now that Atiku has finally pushed, the last evidence, if that is going to be accepted or not, but he has actually submitted that. But we're expecting within the next 60 days for a kind of outcome from the Supreme Court.
Latif Abdullahi, good. We thank God. He said, morning to you. Well done, Achi and White Lion. We thank you very much for joining us once again. But share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. It is Star Radio UK, updates from Nigeria. With Mr. Laimi Koiki in our North London studios. I'm actually here in the South studios, and we're bringing you everything you need to know. Now, interestingly, Wike broke ranks from the PDP. Was causing a lot of trouble because he wanted to be the running mate, which he didn't get. Now, he's saying that, you know what, all the noise that the EU was making pertaining to the elections, when you are in there, you defend it. When you are outside, you castigate. He said, well, the EU, for 2023 elections, interference, he was slamming them. That the bloc to support Nigeria's economy instead of slamming them. Yummy.
Well, you've just given Wike each time he's speaking, he puts on the dark shade, and you wonder maybe something is hidden behind the eyes that he doesn't want us to see. But you're quite right. The European Union gave their report after the election. We've read those reports, and we've been able to, looked at some of those details of those reports. And yes, the election was very, very flawed. But again, it has produced a precedent. The purpose, according to Wike, was not to determine whether the elections were legitimate or not, but to analyze the process and afterward make a lot of recommendations. It's not the first time that we're making recommendations. It's the current FCT minister. So that means that the position will make him get a lot of engagement with not just diplomats that are flying into Abuja, probably for the different reasons, but he would also be one of those ministers that would have to present FCT in a way that investors and those that are coming to Nigeria, he's talked about a lot of things while he's been in that office, and he's also been some kind of allegation that he rebuked that he hasn't got a bulletproof car. But let's go into it. From what he's saying is because the FCT minister, Nelson Wike, has now urged the European Union to support Nigerians' effort to grow the economy rather than interfere with what is known as the country's internal affairs. Mr. Wike stated this when the EU ambassador to Nigeria, Samuel Isopi, visited his office in Abuja yesterday. Also speaking on the EU Election Observation Mission Report of 2023 general elections, the minister expressed his reservation on the position of the EU, which he describes as a kind of interference with the internal affairs of Nigeria.
Now, if he's calling that interference, now what is he calling the fact that Jonathan has been sent as the head of a delegation to Liberia, monitoring what is going on? So they want to say that when you come to monitor elections or anything, just shut up, let us do whatever we want to do, and then after that, you can just go. You say, oh, we were there. What did you see or not see? I didn't see. It just went on.
Well, like you said, the minister is just doing the bid of the administration that is working for, even though, it's a different political party, but he has to defend this administration, and he has actually promised that he will do as much as what needs to be done, to work with these, administration of the President Bola Tinubu. Like I said, Mr. Wike added that rather you should observe and make a recommendation, but it seems that the interference came when there were election petition tribunal going on. It took Rivers State as an example. How many of you were in Rivers State to visit the 6,886 polling units? Well, he knew that those polling units have been bribed because, Wike worked tirelessly against, Atiku Abubakar, the PDP presidential candidate in that particular state. If you saw some infractions in about 20 polling units, is that enough to make a general conclusion? with a question mark. I felt that as a sitting governor, you were trying to indict me for not allowing the state to have a free democratic process, and that is not correct thing to do. If you look at here in the UK, I mean, on Sunday, I was like, getting a door knocked, and I opened the door. I wasn't expecting anyone, and guess what? Census is being double checked to make sure that those of us that says we are living in that particular residence, because election is coming next year, so they want to be sure that you are still on the voters register. What that implies is I might decide to vote at the polling unit on the day from 7 a.m. to about 10 p.m. if I'm right, or you can do what we call, a postal voting. If Nigeria has the same system, there might be less people that wants to go and show their face so that they are not being attacked. But again, the whole process that he's saying, 20 units cannot be used to judge. The question is, how many more units does the minister want before we're going to use that to judge if we have a fair and a very processed election?
Well, maybe next time when the EU or international communities are coming into the country for monitoring of election, they need to bring more people, more. How many constituencies that they have or polling stations? They bring more people like that. The same quantity, let them fill the place, and then they can tell us exactly what's happening. But let's start Radio UK 11:27 the time. About 100,000 Nigerian students left for UK universities in 5 years. That's what the minister is saying. Is it saying that as an achievement? And that, look, economy is good, and therefore people are able to finance their children. People are able to finance themselves in universities. Is that what it's saying? And how many of them are willing to return to Nigeria to help them in Nigeria?
Well, UK is a destination for not just Nigerians. Last week that we were at the magistrate at Marylebone, I saw the London Business School, and you could see quite a number of Chinese that do travel down here, for education reasons. I mean, you can go to anywhere and get further education, but like you said, the question is, would you be ready to return back and serve the country that you have left? The question first is, has the country paid for that trip that you will want to go back when you can also find a better opportunity as a lecturer or working in a very place? Remember that the former Labour Minister Ngige told us that it's a good thing when doctors leave Nigeria. Guess what? They can send dollars, forex back to Nigeria. Well, the question then is, if we have about 100,000 Nigerians that have left, to study here in the United Kingdom, like I always say, the universities here are business centers, so they need as many numbers to make up their revenue as well. The question then is, whatever knowledge that they've passed on to these 100,000, how many of them will be ready to move back to Nigeria and help with the progress, especially as we continue to look at why many Nigerians doesn't want to return. In the 60s, just before the Western region, many people that were sent to study abroad returned back with a guarantee of the job, a vehicle, and a house over your roof. And that way, many people wanted to go back home. But in reverse now, many wants to stay. And that is also creating a lot of frictions when it comes to the immigration in UK. Because when you complete those education and you want to stay around, that literally means that, immigration numbers continue to push up. But we must not say that as many Nigerians that are pulling effort, millions of naira to come and study here, we must also understand that they're doing that so that they can get a better life for themselves and as many people around them as well.
Of course. Yeah. Listeners, it is Star Radio UK. So they pay all those monies and they get all that education, and they will come home and they wouldn't get any job to go to. What's the point? Do they want to go back? No. So that's why our leaders, they have to make sure that the fundamentals are good so that somebody can come in, invest after education, get a job, and whatever they've acquired or learned, they will also be able to bring that. But listeners, before Yomi, we talk about that behind you, let's listen to this song a bit. Yes, this is from Janet, and he said Arabani.
Araba
Okay, so that someone said I would give up whatever I'm going to say now. Don't you worry. After the updates, I'm going to bring you all the latest of that song. And Yomi will tell for those of us who don't understand the Yoruba language, he will try to give us a sneak view of what that song actually means there. But Sunday, what is Sunday evening? Information came through telling us that Chief Sunday Igboho has finally been given the freedom in Benin, so he could move out of the country and do whatever things there. And then yesterday night, we had information that he's reached his family home in Germany as well. But Yomi, can you give us the details from Sunday to what is happening?
Well, let's listen to the first few seconds, and you probably can confirm that. I think we should listen to this first. This was that statement that Igboho released on Sunday.
Hey everyone, I repeat myself, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, aka Igboho. First of all, my sincere appreciation goes to God Almighty, the Master of the universe, for making this day. I want to say a big thank you to all Yoruba sons and daughters all over the world for the love and support before and after the loss of my dear mother. Though she still kept at the mouth, waiting for me to come and give her the befitting burial that she deserves. I give special thanks to President Talon of Benin Republic and to all members of his cabinet. My gratitude goes to my hero father, Professor Banji Akitoye, and Professor Wole Soyinka for the support in the course of the struggle. My God reward you, Baba, for your standing courageously for Yoruba nation and for me. You promised to stand by me through my audit in Benin Republic, and you have fulfilled your promise. I will not forget to appreciate former President Olusegun Obasanjo, Baba Ayo Adebanjo, for their roles. Even though only God gives freedom, let me use this opportunity to say thank you to all religion leaders, pastor, alpha, and the traditional worshiper for the prayer day and night. Our royal fathers, Oba and Chief in Yoruba land, your love and support is so appreciated. But we need more of your support to deliver our land from the slavery of the Fulani, because Yoruba land is ours. Although I have many Obas on my list, but Oba Francis Olusola Alao.
And that was on Sunday, but just less than 24 hours, this time yesterday, he was still en route to Germany, and we caught up with him. He was still in the vehicle, driving him home. This was his reaction.
Our hero father, Baba Dada, Baba Lalubarika. Ẹ̀mí yóò kú fún mi bàbá, ẹ pẹ́ fún mi, ẹ jẹun àmọ́ yín, ẹ gbé wa délẹ̀ lérí láti Ọlọ́run ni. Ẹ̀yin lẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀ ní ẹ̀lẹ́ parí ẹ̀, ẹni ẹlẹ́nu nígbà ṣe é ṣe. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn ẹgbẹ́ YSDM pápátá. Kéèbù tiẹ̀, ó ti di rọ́bí àtọ́jú. Ó ṣe wà ní ìṣá. Àfẹ́ká fẹ́ni kankan bú ọba tàbí bú jòyè kankan for now. Ẹ sọ pé Jésù for now for forever. A fẹ́ gba ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn bàbá wa fún wọn padà lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí àwọn ìjẹ̀lú èèyàn tó ń gbọ́ra lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ ẹ lọ sùn. Òsì bẹ́ẹ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ti wá ní kọ̀dẹ̀ níbàjẹ́. Àṣẹ wà. Èmi ń bẹnu ọmọ tó ní kíńkà ní Yorùbá, wọ́n kọ́ la gbangba. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Èmi nìkan ni mo ní kíńkà ní Yorùbá lójú, mo ní mo fẹ́ sá lọ, mo fẹ́ sọ. Identity Yorùbá nìyẹn. Social ID nìyẹn. Social ID ni. Tọ́lọ̀ máa fẹ́ kí n mọ̀ sọ òyìnbó. Yóò lọ create mi sí America tàbí England. But no.
Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
You want me to be a Yoruba great. So I'm a great Yoruba man. I'm a confirmed Yoruba man. God bless you, sir. God bless you, man. Thank you so much.
And that was, how we caught up with him just before he got into his home. He was still in the vehicle. It's about a few hours drive from the airport to where he lives in Germany. Let me just give us a background of what we know so far. I mean, Igboho was held in Benin Republic since 2021 on his way to Germany, just like he was, he did yesterday, but it was a different case because the DSS had an intel to stop him, and that circular was sent to most airports within the borders of Nigeria, and Benin Republic responded quickly when Igboho appeared at the counter while he was traveling to Germany. He was taken away into the custody. The Nigerian government sent a helicopter, wanted to take him back, just like they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu and renditioned him back to Nigeria. But, under the leadership of the Yoruba self-determination struggle, Professor Banji Akintoye, that helicopter was not allowed to fulfill the mission. Igboho appeared in the court the following day, and the legal battle means that the Nigerian government have to present reason why Benin Republic must hold him. Well, the media's out on different allegations that Igboho was traveling on a false document, literally quickly, went outside, the basket because he wasn't traveling with a fake document, and he was not in Benin Republic. More than the fact that he was only traveling out of Benin Republic, being a West African community, but unfortunately, because the information from Nigeria was the reason why he was held. But Sunday, Patrick Talon, the president of Benin Republic, gave a full, release of Igboho, and that literally means that Igboho can now continue his journey. The case between Igboho and the federal government continue. Compensation hasn't been paid. Appeal was made by the former AGF Malami against the 20 billion to the damage of Igboho. Also, let us remember that 2 individuals are still being held. The bodies, Adogon and his uncle Fatai, have not been returned as well. And like I was saying again this morning while I was engaging a radio station in Oshogbo, it seems the narrative is always that Igboho is fighting against the government. Igboho has never taken arms against the government, as alleged by the DSS that Igboho was using his house in Soka to stockpile ammunition and fight resolution against the federal government.
Interesting. Listen, let's start Radio UK. We applaud him. We thank God for what has happened so far. And Yomi has given a bit of a background to it. Now, in his acknowledgement, he mentioned Professor Banji Akintoye, Wala Soyinke, Professor, and the former president Olusegun Obasanjo. He mentioned a few people. But what role do you think, apart from Professor had to move his camp from Nigeria straight to go and live in Benin as well. So I know that Professor was there with him all the time and virtually making statements from there. But what role do you think Wole Soyinka and Olusegun Obasanjo play in his release?
Well, remember that, let's start with, Professor Wole Soyinka. He's been in this situation before, especially during the Biafra War. There was an history that Professor Wole Soyinka, traveled to that region as at the time. He's also someone that has been in exile at some point. He was detained, he was arrested. So he understands, the cost of Igboho, and he knew that Igboho was doing nothing more than the fact that, he wasn't fighting against the government, even though the government believed that Igboho was fighting the government. I remember Wole Soyinka, professor, said it is a cock and bull story that Igboho was using his house in Soka, to stockpile ammunition to fight against the government. Also, we saw that, Professor, is very well learned. He has an influence of, what we can call Benin Republic. So he traveled to Benin Republic. There was a lot of work that went underneath. And you talked about the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. He was one time a former president. He has a good love for Benin Republic, as against the, Muhammadu Buhari, that actually locked and almost put a hatred between Nigerians and Beninese, because the closure of the border by the former president, Muhammadu Buhari, almost create a rift between 2 neighbors, even though the Niger border was left open on the other side. So when we talk about, Olusegun Obasanjo, the former president, he has a big weight in Africa, and that weight also went in line. He visited Patrick Talon a few times, but again, these are closed-door conversations, but we know that Oloye Igboho decided to put it, not just himself, also the Afeniferis, and likewise, many organizations from the YSDM to the Ilana Omoodua to Global Directorate, to YOV, the Iba Gani Adams, the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò. Even many people think that Igboho was trying his best, maybe to outshine certain people in Nigeria, mostly in the southwest of Nigeria. But that was a wrong narrative. But today, he's returned back to the family that he has not seen for almost 2.5 years.
Yeah, in Germany, and we thank God for that. But do you think that the president, Tinubu, has a role to play? Because since his inception as a president, we have President Talon coming there a couple of times. So it looks like maybe Tinubu, whilst even he was with Buhari and all that time, didn't have. Maybe he didn't agree with him, but maybe he didn't come out to come and say whatever. So for Talon to come there, and then Talon, with the relationship that he's created, the rapport with Tinubu, and still go on to release that. That means that maybe there seems to be some, because maybe Tinubu is a Yoruba man, he thinks, let him go. He's not done anything that is worth incarcerating him. You know what I mean?
Well, the first meeting between the two presidents was in France, during the Global Financial Summit, and then, we saw Talon coming to Nigeria just after the visit. The issue of the coup d'etat happened. They have to come back again. And yes, there's been a kind of, the President Bola Tinubu went to, the Independence Day of the Benin Republic. He was well welcome. A lot of our roses, especially, like you said, from coming from the southwest. But there hasn't been any communicate to pin or indicate that, Tinubu played a role in this particular release of, Igboho. Like you said, they must have had this conversation, but, it is not something that we are aware of. But what we can confirm is that, Tinubu, must play the role, whether or not, especially the case of Nnamdi Kanu. The difference between Igboho and Nnamdi Kanu is Igboho is not in Nigeria. He wasn't pinned down in Nigeria. He actually, find his way out to Benin Republic. As against Nnamdi Kanu, that was kidnapped by the former president, we literally now can say that, Tinubu will have to allow the institution to play the role when the case returned back with Nnamdi Kanu on the 15th of December this year. Buhari said, I will allow the court to do the needful, just like Tinubu will have to allow the court to do the needful in Benin Republic. There was no charges against Igboho in Benin Republic. And I repeat again, there is no charges against him. And that means that he has to now regain his full freedom.
Well, we thank God, as I said, and today is his birthday as well. So we hope that he has a very, very good celebration. But now that he's out of Benin, out of Africa, now here. Now, what have been the reactions? I will let you bring the rest of the stories and what the reaction has been on the social media, how people have taken the whole thing, and how or what is the next agenda? Is Professor Banji Akintoye going to leave Benin and come to Nigeria, or is he going to stay put? Because if he is the voice or the father of the whole thing, that ideology, will his life not be threatened and everything of the sort? You know what I mean?
Well, there is no any indication as I speak to you right now that Professor Adebanji will be leaving Benin Republic, even though he gave this assurance that he will not leave Benin Republic until his son, Sunday Igboho, is finally released. I think Professor has found Benin as a home, in as much as home is still in Nigeria Southwest, but Professor will remain in Benin Republic, where the work for the actualization of the Yoruba nation struggle continue from there. Also, we know that Professor still has a lot of diaspora that fly in and out of Benin Republic. He has his office there, and I'm not sure he's returning to Nigeria anytime soon. With the struggle is still a continuation, just like so many struggles around the world, including the Scottish that are asking for the next referendum, even though the Westminster is still not happy for that referendum to pop up, but there's still a push for that. So Igboho spoke yesterday, he advised a lot of us, that are campaigner, to try and come together, work together, but most importantly, the abuses of the royal fathers must now stop. And if anyone is doing that, that literally means that you're doing that on your own. You are not part of the Yoruba world and home-based media and so many independent campaigners of the Yoruba nation struggle.
Well, we can see that he acknowledged them, and even in the southeast as well, he acknowledged all the freedom fighters and everybody dead. I mean, he said that their support has been great. And that's why I said that you have to come out from a united front. This is a quest for freedom, not the people stopping people from marginalizing you. So if we have the same cause, why not? Shamsuddin, good morning to you. He says, God bless Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation will want, and God bless you all. God bless you too, Shamsuddin. Listen to Star Radio, okay, Mr. Lami Koiki. I know that some of those would chop a lot of time, 11:46, but it was a good time to bring about everything that we are talking about. So we'll go back to Yomi for the rest of the stories and what is happening on the social media, and then we can bring that update to a close there. Over to you, Yomi.
APC SDP boys are using rockets and bombs to unleash terror in Kogi State, according to the police and the DSS, ignoring mayhem. This is coming from Alex Kadira. We know that within the next 1 month, on the 11th of November, Kogi State goes into another election. And as usual, election is a tension as well. 2023-24 legal year, judges are well taken care of in Oyo State, according to the Chief Justice Iyabo Yerima. That is coming from one of the headlines. The Kano State government to distribute 387,000 bags of food items are palliatives. The question many Nigerians are asking in the southwest in Ogun State, how come one bag of rice is being told to deliver to one particular community, while the other part of the state in the north, it seems that they're moving with heavy bags. So many people are still questioning some of the governors regarding such. Nigerians can trust Tinubu. Is focused on transparency. Nigerians can trust Tinubu. Is focused on transparency, integrity. This is coming from Betty Edu. According to the information coming out from the minister, says that Nigerians can trust me, not just me, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as well. Internet fraud, court issues production warrant against Naira Marley. Seems that Naira Marley is still going through a lot as he's still being detained for 21 days after he returned back to Nigeria for the death allegation against him on the death of Mohbad. We go straight to the social media, 11:48, the 10th, 2023, on the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And as we go into that, the reaction of Igboho is still trending, just as the reaction of many other news coming around the world, especially as many Nigerians are looking to the Israel as well. But most importantly, Yakubu Gowon, we were told that he died, only for the media aid to come out to say Yakubu Gowon is still alive. So that is trending this morning. And most importantly, reactions are coming when it comes to Igboho. A lot of Nigerians or Yorubas are sending what we can call happy birthday greetings to Oloye Dr. Sunday Igboho, and that reaction is flying out very fast. But also some are questioning whether Igboho should have returned to Nigeria, while some question whether he's still even in the movement. Let's go straight to what Simon Ekpa said 3 hours ago. The Nigerian terrorist government are using the Nigerian army for Islamization. This is what is going on, burning villages, killing our women and children for no just reason. The Biafra army will continue to engage them until we declare Biafra. Wura _ Yoruba Nimi says, happy birthday, long life and prosperity to Chief Sunday Igboho. Last boy, happy birthday is also coming. But this is a one from Africa _ confidential at Bumi _ speaks. He wrote a little bit of episode, and that will bring the end of the broadcast on the social media. I see some of you are doubting Oloye Sunday Igboho's commitment to a sovereign Yoruba nation, especially now that he's finally a free man. A few still insist he is contracted by these corrupt politicians, despite the assassination attempt on his life by the Nigerian state for campaigning for the Yoruba nation that resulted in the brutal murder of some family members and eventually forced him into exile. Why he still openly reiterated his commitment to the struggle whenever he could while in custody. So you want him to be actively shouting Yoruba nation in custody all this while just to please you with a question mark. I guess that is just humans for you. There is really nothing you can do to please the world or convince anyone committed to misunderstanding you. But Sunday Igboho is not a talker. He's a doer. He was never a social media activist like many of us are. I won't come on one day because of you or anyone else. He's not just a hero to us, but also a living legend. because his name will be remembered forever up there with the likes of Oduduwa. So believe whatever you choose to, he has nothing to prove to a single soul. Igboho has made his mark, and those of us who are strongly behind him know exactly where he stands, and his capability are contended, and that is all that matters. Your opinions are invalid, you don't count. And that is where we're going to put the conversation this morning.
Wow, listeners, a very wonderful, wonderful update from Nigeria. And let me say thank you very much to Yomi and to every one of you who have been on the sister broadcast, and those of you on the Star Radio Media, every one of you, we want to salute you. But, you know, I'm going to play that song that I started, Arabani. But Yomi, for the sake of those of us who don't understand Yoruba properly, we are Yorubas, but because we live outside too much.
Well, Arabani is someone so unique and important, and he says Arabani Kubodoku, he must not die. We must do whatever it takes to protect this kind of individuals, because their death will go a long way in affecting humanity. So Arabani Kubodoku, that is what it actually means. And on the behalf of the Star Radio UK, we say happy birthday to Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho, and most importantly, to the wives and the children for bearing with us, for having him serving humanity.
Yeah. Thank you, Yomi. We'll catch up later.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that has been Mr. Olaimi Koiki, and as I did promise, I'm bringing you Arabani from Jeanette. And we have got Yomi interpreting it into English for you, so now you understand it. He's a very, very important person for his stance, selfless. I mean, being castrated, being pursued, being his house being damaged because he was standing out for his people.
Well, I mean, we've done 3 hours straight. I think we should take a short break. It's been a long day. There's still a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm sure a lot of you knows that we're grateful to our God, Princess Adebinkpe Awoni Yeshegoni. You said happy birthday to Igboho, Mr. Olaide Olowo, Akoni Lawrence, Olanrewaju Obideye. Thank you so much. Wamidu John Oladimeji. Good morning, Koiki. I am just coming in. Wow, you're welcome. Okay, I'm Adot Kini. I think I stopped them last time. I don't know why they're still here. So once again, we appreciate every one of you that are with us, and we say thank you so much. I'm going to take a short break. Thank you so much to my. Okay, now I'm not gonna give too much on that. To all our sisters that are working very hard. Like I said, this is a new something that is coming up. I'm sure a lot of you have been saying, Koiki, look good. Give me the brand ambassador Yoruba Nation. Think I look good. So that every day, gbogbo aṣọ tí mo nílé, màá kọ́ bẹ̀ ìyàwó mi kó má bínú ni. Àlọ́kọ́ yẹn sábẹ́ cupboard, màá máa wọṣọ Yoruba Nation. But mo lè má repeat. I have to be wearing different ones. Ẹ máa fún mi ní different ones. So this one is put together by a particular, groups of people that says, look, we want to showcase the best of the Yoruba to the world. And they said, Mr. Koiki, we will give you some few to work with. See how it goes. I know a lot of you have said, eventually we will be giving you more to the website where you will be able to find out where it is. We appreciate the Adire Day Festival that took place right in Ibadan. Quite a lot of mo ra wọn kokore mo ni wọ́n tún wá ní tẹ́yàn bá lẹ́bà tútù àwa ọmọ Ìjẹ̀bú Òde ẹ ṣáà fi máa fi láwa lójú ṣáà ní máa wá bá ṣe máa ṣe kokore sí supermarket báyìí tó lè máa ríra. So let's be grateful. Let's continue to remain focused. There was a lot of distractions, especially too much. They just wanted to put distraction in the movement. It is a movement. But it is what it is. We must continue the great campaign that we are doing. I'm sure the Yoruba World Media will be coming out later. I don't know. They might have a program on the 2nd of December here in UK, in London, New Cross. We expect a gathering of all Yorubas, not just Yoruba Nation campaigner. So it's for all Yoruba. It's free. But if you want to contribute towards it, you can do so. There's a lot of people that are working. The YSDM is there. They have different organizations. There's no way we want to do a work like this. I know money is not easy, but we have to fund it ourselves. Even though it's to project us. Nike. And these are not cheap. So you can order these straight on the website. I don't have the website offer, but I'll get that website ready. I think they've told me, but each time I don't reference. Let me see if I can check it out. Omoluabi Apparel. Maybe we'll bring something website. I know they've sent it to me. Yeah, I think I got it here. Yeah. Okay, I'm not live on this, so because sometimes the show camera to my show background. Okay, I got the website here. So let me share the link of the website before I go. So Tebatilosi www.meta.omoluabiapparel.com. Anything that will promote Yoruba Nation. I don't get paid for this, okay? No. Gbogbo groups, Eric Roy, must send our voice note. Gbogbo groups, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ bá wa ṣe meeting, Koikimedia, a ní Zoom, 2 hours, àjọṣe meeting, way forward. Mo lówó ta fẹ́ fẹ́ anybody, we can just talk. So now that Igboho is where he is now, from my end, I need to start another kind of campaign with the other teams as well. So lówó ta fẹ́ fẹ́ anybody, but I'm ready to have a meeting. You can host me, I can host you. Kákọ̀ jókòó ká nínú group láàárọ̀ ẹ̀ ń gbọ́hùn mi àbí ìtẹ́ báyìí ti gbọ́ bí a ní group máa send voice síbẹ̀. I can always be reached máa padà sí orí website in a minute. I can always be reached on info@koikimedia.com. That is my official email address. But musakalam@gmail. You can send a message from our website. If you are not too sure about anything, reach out to us. We are here. But kò ń ṣe pé ìyàn kan fẹ́ bímọ ó ní ìdòwó èmi gan ní ìdòwó èmi gan fúnra mi ní ìdòwó ẹni tó bá sick ẹgbẹ́ lọ sí hospital tó bá wá gbà lọ hospital ẹ̀yẹn sọ fáwa iṣẹ́ gọ́vnà yín ni ẹ mọ etí Adeleke tó sọ pé wọ́n ń gbà ẹ mọ̀ páì tí ìráyè ṣe program. I've been very busy in the last few days. 500 million ló mention as security vote. I'm sure me púpọ̀ yín náà gbọ́ ó wà lórí page Linda Keji. 500 million. That's a lot of money. So kẹwàá ní àwa la máa lọ máa protect ilẹ̀ Yorùbá àwa kọ́ iṣẹ́ governor ni. They are the chief security. We must continue to hold them accountable for the lives and properties in Yoruba land while we continue our campaign. They have the money. Our lowo, one budget, don't work with. And we expect them to fix whatever needs to be fixed until Nigeria will dissolve. Nigeria will dissolve. It doesn't matter. But we will exhaust everything that we need to do. I am your last man standing. Musafuin, I mean last man standing. And I'm the most grateful person that have every one of you with us. I'm very, very happy. Each time to my run to 2021 that Igboho was stopped. Especially to my land in London. Ulagbara. But we do it for long. I do it for long. So, page Lele. She must show up more live. Okay, I didn't go live on my laptop. So, I just can close my paper that I review Roy. So, Moki Africa Confidential. Eba ama Chishelori Twitter X place. So, this is the website. Okay. Tabati ni laptop to le ṣiṣẹ́ púpọ̀ mọ́ ni. Mo ti ní kẹ́ bá laptop yín ọ̀dẹ̀ cheap. Òun ni functionality ẹ̀ ó ti dàrú. So, Ọlọ́run kò ṣàánú bí a máa gbé lọ fún àwọn èèyàn proper. Èmi náà ti try tèmi, but sometimes ẹ mọ̀ pé àwọn gaming machine. So this is the website. Ẹ bá ti lọ síbò mi kò ń ṣe àwọn dagboru website o, kò ń ṣe eléyìí ṣe website lọ wáṣẹ́ o. Fẹ́ni tó bá fẹ́ ra irú àwọn outfit ẹ̀ ń rí lọ́rùn mi. So it's called the Omoluabi Apparel. You see, by the Yoruba, for the Yoruba, Tebani, something like that, Tabati Moyi, we can help you to push it out. So we don't do advert, but Lori Yoruba Nation, I will be supporting everything you're doing. I don't put a lot to do that. Number because the foreign number. Hello? All right. Most of our life. My point, all right. So, happy to we. So now, Tebati Losori website here, they have different ones. You can order anywhere in the world, and they will deliver it to you. I mean, they're not expensive, and they ifa. Oh, it is send ifa see me. I work L'Oreal. Fìlà tí máa ń dé yẹn rántí fìlà yẹn. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ mú fìlà yẹn wá. Ẹ rántí fìlà kan tí mo dé náà bí fìlà wọn. Náà pé àwa bá wọ́n ní Yorùbá nation. So these are still few ones that I got. Timotiwo. So this is another one in yellow. So Ọmọlúàbí apparel Yorùbá nation. Eléyìí àwàlá lèkó. Ẹ máa láti ṣe àwàlá ní Kwara o, àwàlá ní Ọ̀ṣun. Ẹ bá ń gbọ́ mi o. Àwàlá lèkó yẹn nìkan ní sàwọn ará Èkó máa bínú báyìí nísìnyí. Ìyẹn wọ́n máa pè mí. Eléyìí. Okay, eléyìí ni eléyìí. Àṣà. Àwàlá làṣà àti ṣe. Is another beautiful one. Àṣẹ pé bàbá Èkìtì gan ni Koikijọ́ làwọn bá gbẹ́lé. Wọ́n pa yẹn hàn. So àwọn fìlà délélé mo kàn dé àwọn fìlà yẹn ó bá ṣe ohun mi ni. So fìlà kan lélẹ̀ nísìn. So nice lórí mi. Yorùbá àwàlá ni ṣó dúró screenshot ẹ̀. And eléyìí dàbí àwọn tí ṣòwò rẹ̀ àwọn tí NLC. So we're grateful. I'm not late. So that's the website there. They are working on so many other things. And like I said, you know, it can be ordered from their website. Ọmọlúàbí apparel. Tó bá ti ń ṣe lé, ẹ má lọ nú website mi o. So that is part of the work that some people are putting together. Just as we have to create the awareness. We don't have, you know, the network like CNN, but we are the network for Yoruba Nation. So I'm a plug our in and we push the message. Ẹ má dá gbogbo àwọn dagboru nù o, àwọn dagboru yẹn síbi kọ̀ọ̀kan tán lọ, wọ́n kàn dagboru ni. Èmi mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, they are time waster. But inú time waster náà, tó bá yá, kọ́lọ̀ ń jẹ́ kí wọ́n gbọ́. So bó ṣe jẹ́ ní ẹyẹ kí n ebi ikùn mi ti ń ṣe pápápápá, bí ẹnlọ wọn kàn jẹ, ebi ti ń pa mí. So we'll come back if we can before, you know, whenever we come back. So thank you so much, everyone, for standing with us. Kí ni àkọ́mọ́ pè mí pé Koiki mo fẹ́ aṣọ wọ́n ta ni o. So èmi rẹ̀ kọ́ mo ní o. So àwa ni brand Yorùbá Nation. So ẹ support wa, ẹ support àṣà èyí dára ni, ẹ support brand wa. Ẹ bá support àṣà ìgbọ́ mi gbẹ̀dú ni. Wọ́n máa gbogbo àtẹ̀bá tóun bá Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́ kú fún mi nísìnyí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Lẹ máa lọ, ìyàn kan máa dáwọ́ òṣì kan tí èèyàn bá ti kú o. Ẹ fún wa lówó nísìnyí, support wa, ẹ fàdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́. When are they in Nigeria yet? I don't think so yet. I don't think so. And in Nigeria, you cannot order anything with your bank card. Ìlú yẹn is a different story entirely. I mean, níbi báyìí nísìn, o lè fi card ẹ̀ fi order nǹkan á dé Nigeria. Ní Nigeria, Alibaba mo ní cousin mi kan tó máa ń rajà láìbílẹ̀ bàbá Nigeria. Ó máa ń ní wọn lè ná more than bíi $50 àbí $25. I don't understand. So, you know, Nigeria is a case study. Baba Wade Oshunade Timothy Muki. So thank you so much, everyone. You know, happy birthday once again to Igboho Sha. A bit of break. You know, we round the program. And to back program interview Timoshi Pelu Rave FM. It's a good thing that we have to start engaging them as well. So we got to get the message to them. And now to back ni Oshogbo Muki Bubo Ile nkan se. And the bashe if rewind towards the first 1 hour of the program. I did an interview in Òṣogbo. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Gbẹ̀du mo rí pé ṣe wà pẹ̀lú mi, thank you so much. Ẹgbẹ́ yín media tẹwà lábẹ́ ètò náà, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí o. Odò agbéwà kò ní gbé ọ̀dàlẹ̀ o. Àwa la ní sí àgbẹ̀yìn, kò ń ṣe Ìgbòho Kútọ̀nù mọ́. Ìgbòho Germany. Ṣé ń gbóhùn sókè ni? Okay, can you have the website? Okay, jẹ́ kí n share link website and kí tó máa lọ. Let's do it. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n copy it, send it to the YouTube live video tá à ń ṣe lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Tí bá mi lọ subscribe sí WD76 yẹn. Abdullahi ò bá ń polongo ẹ̀ o. Kí ló dé náà? Ẹ bá wa jà ni. Kò dín ní Koikimedia máa struggle láti rí 1000 subscriber. Màá bá yín jà o. Màá bínú sí ọmọ Yorùbá o. Ẹ má yẹ kí bínú sí yín náà. Ẹ bá mi subscribe now. Ẹ ṣàyè dára. Ẹ bá push brand wa. Ẹ bá push brand wa, support wa. Ilé ìtajà owó gbà lórí YouTube mọ́ báyìí. We lost a big revenue. Revenue ẹ̀ lèmi náà fẹ́ ra manage ara mi. Ọlọ́run tí la fẹ́ ṣe sí àti gbà fún Ọlọ́run. Ṣẹta gbé dání ni. Ẹ ti arrest mi bó ṣe ní Yorùbá nation báyìí nísìn. Iṣẹ́ mo tún fẹ́ lọ ṣe mọ́ báyìí. Ṣé fẹ́ kí n lọ máa fọbọ́ kó máa sanwó fún mi? Ká dẹ̀ reduce content tá à ń ṣe. Tó bá yẹ pé ìyẹn fẹ́, màá kúkú padà máa lọ wáṣẹ́ kitchen porter. Ṣiṣẹ́ tèmi ò lè ṣe o. Stone Cold mo kí ẹ. A lọ ṣiṣẹ́ kitchen porter, a máa sanwó fún mi every month. A máa reduce iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe lórí Yorùbá nation ni o. So ọ̀nà méjì ni ẹ support wa. We've lost a big revenue on the YouTube, but our numbers are still growing. We have 42,000 people now. So by end of the month, I'll give you the statistics again. So I've pushed the message out and to bari Elosiri website here. Better low elo fún ojú lóúnjẹ. Àwọn náà máa lọ ṣe window shopping. A lọ ṣe window shopping. So ìjọ tó bá lówó àlera. Tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ ní family níta tó lè bá yín get it will be nice. Mo kí gbogbo wa pátá àtẹni tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation, àtẹni tó ń ṣe Yorùbá nation. We are all Yorùbás. Only kan tó sense mi náà nationalist. Tó bá ní nationalist ni ẹ máa sọ pé yes, you are a proud nationalist. Ẹni tó bá tẹ́ lọ́rùn, kò dẹ̀ ń ṣe Ìgbòho Kútọ̀nù mọ́ o. Ìgbòho Germany ni. Okay, wọ́n náà ship worldwide. But ó depend, tó bá ń ship worldwide, ṣé káàdì Nàìjíríà lè rà ni? A ní bank card Nàìjíríà ò gbádùn. Èmi náà mo lè fi káàdì First Bank mi ra, rajà. Because Nàìjíríà ò ní dọ́là tó máa san ẹ mọ̀ pé when you do a transaction online, ẹ fẹ́ kí n lọ ní mo ní láti lọ yìí, ẹ kàn fi máa dá mi dúró sí bíbáyìí sọ́ǹkì. When you do a transaction online, with my understanding, tí bá rajà lórí online nísìn, UK government or the banks, well, gbogbo wọn jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ ni. Wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ guarantee owó yẹn. Accountant àti ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ní knowledge yẹn, àwọn ní knowledge bẹ́ẹ̀. But Nigeria, if you want to use your card, o fẹ́ lo GTE, o fẹ́ fi rajà ní bíbáyìí nísìn, wọ́n ní accepted because Nigeria ò ní forex tó pọ̀. So that's the website. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun. Easy Dollar mo kí ẹ, Aziz Houston mo kí yín. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ṣẹ̀jí láti Canada. Thank you so much. Akisami Japan. Mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi no fẹ́ kí n dárúkọ wọn, but àti kí wọn dáadáa lórí kíní Ìgbòho. I spoke to him yesterday. There's people that are working quietly and doing a lot. So let's leave that one on the side. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's take a short break. We might come back and just do another few hours before school close. Eltin Badaruko, apology. Benny, Nigeria is a scam. It's just a scam. Hoye Biafra. Support the brand. Help us to get the message out. Osha, Imole, Moki, we will link us. Bye for now.